It's all in your head.
So we're back with the Paint Trips podcast. We're here on Miranda, Nana too, right?
Yeah,
Nana?
yeah,
Oh,
Nana.
welcome. Thank you for coming out.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Oh, no problem. I like your little brush holder. That shit is dope. Can I look at it?
Yeah.
I've been looking for like stuff to hold my brushes in, just because over here I just have red cups, like red drinking cups, and I always wanted to look like for like jars or something that like somebody made or like kind of off. You know, this is super dope.
I got it at Ross or Home Goods, I think.
Dope.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
You can tell you put it to work.
Yeah.
So what piece are you working on right now?
So this one, let me move my palette. It's of my niece and her little friend Mia.
Oh, cool.
But I kind of like how I work. It's off a picture, right? Mm-hmm. So I kind of fabricated the clothes because they were both in diapers. So I had to like make it my own kind of style.
Yeah.
And it's from my mind. Like, yeah, I got some ideas like pattern wise from like, you know, looking on the internet or whatever. But I added the dolls. I added like the pillows, the little house in the back.
The background as well.
Yeah, and there's gonna be like more little houses right here with like a cactus heart tied around them. But it's basically symbolizes like sisterhood, like how much we need female like empowerment, and we need to teach that to our like you know younger generation and where we come from, like our roots. Okay. So that's what it's based on.
That's really dope. That's dope.
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah, and it's all acrylic?
Yeah, it's all acrylic.
Oh,
I don't use oil.
No? Oh, okay.
I never used oil.
No. You don't like it, or you?
I never really used it, but like how you were describing it, I was like, it just seems like a lot more to take on when, you know, I already have all my acrylics. It's like when you get a nice camera, right? Either you go like Canon or Nikon, and it's like, oh, well, if I go with Canon, then I'm like kind of stuck with it for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's the same with oils. Like I have all this acrylic paint, and for me to start,
you're gonna have to restock.
And it's like expensive. I don't know how to make oil paint.
Yeah, it's super expensive. For
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
The good thing is though, it'll last you a lot longer than acrylic.
Yeah,
that's the one thing. It'll last you. Like I said, like that one, you know, palette lasted me a year. I mean, I didn't have to go that whole year, but it'll last you.
That's the only downfall about acrylic.
But as far as acrylic, there's no beating the time. The time consuming, like being able to work on it as much as you want, you know, in a timely manner. So
yeah, once it's dried, you're fucked.
Yeah. For me, oil, I like the richness of the colors.
Oh
like
my goodness!
I don't know. There's like a richness.
The pigments, to
the colors. So
that's
I really
the
like
thing,
that.
yeah.
I really fell in love with that. Definitely, you can only work on with oil so much in one session.
Yeah.
Like after a while, like you gotta let it dry and then come back again. Like, and it'll take. Honestly, I thought it would be longer, but it's about a day and a half. If you work like I do, kind of relatively thin, you know.
I think there's like pros and cons to everything when it comes to like paint, because I feel like too now acrylic paint is like kind of getting upgraded by all these like.
Yeah, and you have so many cool mediums with acrylic. Like I've seen acrylic paintings that look like oil paintings, and I'm like, and when I read the little tag, oh, acrylic, I was like, no
God
way.
damn, like God, you fooled me.
Yeah, like, I was like, how the fuck? You know they have slow drying mediums for acrylic.
Bet you that shit's expensive.
Oh, yeah, you ever heard Crayola? You ever heard of Crayola?
Yeah,
that guy who does those crazy
dude.
Arrows, he uses
all acrylic,
slow drying medium for his acrylics.
I think that's why I'm so fascinated with like acrylic, because I want to get to that stage with my paintings of like
where it's like super crazy,
where it's like, oh my god, that looks like fucking oil, and it's just like, no, it's like layering of acrylic. Like once you got that down, man, like Gustavo Arte did Gustavo.
Oh yeah, he does dope.
Yeah. I want to be like that with my acrylic paints.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he does dope shit. Yeah.
But that's why I'm just like so stuck on it, because it's time and patience, like, you know, when you learn everything. But I want to stick to acrylic for a little bit longer and see how that goes.
No, I think you should, especially if like you've seen those acrylic ones and that's like what inspires you, like to make acrylic look like oil, like where it's like people are amazed by it. Like that's a really good.
Crayola is one of my favorite artists. So I saw him do live art at La Brea Tar Pits one year, and his method of painting is crazy when he does like massive like mural pieces or like wall pieces to his like canvas work. I even went to his gallery like right after, like he had like a show, and I was just like so fascinated with the highlights and everything. I was like, God damn, all this is fucking acrylic. It's just mind blowing. I don't know how to explain it. Like if you see it in person, it's like, damn, I want to be just like him.
So did he work kind of like you are blocking in and then
I paint all over,
or did
the
it
place.
seem like he knew?
He did blocking in, but it was like layers after layer, and like he would like varnish. I don't know if it was varnish or something, but he had this sprayer where he sprayed like a clear coat on it after every layer. Oh, yeah, it was weird. It was
whatever was a sealer.
I think it might have been. I was too nervous to ask him because this is when I first started painting. I was like, you know,
how long have you been painting?
About 10 years, but like it's been crazy. I feel like this last 2 years I took it a little bit more serious. Mm-hmm. Even with my mural work, like 2 years it's been like where I took it serious. Like I didn't play around. It's just that I was learning and I wasn't comfortable with my style yet because I thought I was still figuring it out. I didn't really have like the encouragement.
Did you consider yourself an artist at that time? Or
I did.
Or you just liked art?
No, I did consider myself as an artist. So I was like curating art shows along with like dabbling with like mural work and my canvas work. I just felt like at that time I wasn't investing the time into it because I was busy with other shit. Like, you know, when you're curating art shows, you don't really have time. You're like, okay, I gotta make sure every artist has their art piece in. I gotta make sure the venue goes through. I gotta make sure to do this, and that. Yeah. And then you're down to your work. You're like, oh my God, I got like one day. What the hell am I gonna paint? Yeah. And it doesn't justify who you are as an artist. So that's why I kind of had to stop curating and be like, you know, what do you really want to do? Do you want to paint or do you want to curate? I was like, no, fuck that. I want to paint. Like,
that's your goal. Mm-hmm. Well, why do you continue to do it? Like, what's your final goal? You asked me this earlier.
I did.
I want to see if
it's like
if
relatable.
you figured out like your final goal.
Oh man.
Or is this something like you kind of have a general final goal, but like there could be other goals in before that?
I think everybody's goals changes like throughout their stages in life. Because I fucking thought I wanted to go to art school. I fucking dropped out of that. I went to school again. I thought, what was I going to school for? I guess just to get my general, like, you know, whatever, general ed, GED, like, not GED, but like just a bachelor's degree, whatever. Okay. And I dropped out of that. I was like, okay, well, what the fuck do you want to do? I was like, no, like, I want to figure out this art, you know, not even hustle like this. I want to figure out art, like how to make a living off of it and be satisfied and happy with it. And, you know, you get a lot of people where they're like, realistically, they're like, oh, well, you can't live off of art. Like, get a job or do this, do that. And for a while, I did listen to other people. I'm like, man, you know what? Maybe they're right. Maybe this isn't, you know, right for me. And last year, when I decided to do my first mural and to quit all my jobs, I was like, you know what? I'm going all in, man. I don't care. Like, I'm going to do it. I did it. I didn't get paid for my first mural, actually, but, like, it was a great learning experience. Mm-hmm. The people that I met were freaking great. They took care of me and my partner at the time. And I would never change that. I didn't seek out the money because I truly wanted to learn. I wanted to see if this was right for me. Mm-hmm. And I did it all paintbrush. I didn't fuck with spray paint yet. Mm-hmm. And
so that took a while.
Well, because
I can just imagine.
It was up north.
Roller, you probably did rollers.
No, it was on a cord. How do you say it? Like wiggly cord? You say it. You know, a shipping container.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like the little ridges.
How do you say it? How do you say it? It's like
it's a shipping container.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
Karate or I don't know. It starts with a C. If anybody knows. Like,
concave?
We'll come back to it. Watch. Concave? You know when you're thinking about it, you remember it? Watch when I drive. I'm like, fuck, I remember.
I should have said this in the podcast. I'll put a text. If you find out, I'll put a text. She meant this.
Yeah, no, I didn't use any rollers. It was basically all paintbrush. Damn. It took me like 3 months. But the
You
weather
were
up
there
north.
for 3 months.
Yeah, I was living in an RV for three months up north. Yeah, and the weather sucked out there because it was winter, so it was like raining, cold as fuck. My hands, yeah. But that didn't work out, and that's when this was last year actually around the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So this was only a year ago.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's been a year, and I was in a shit place last year, and then I was like, you know what do you want to do? You want to continue this, or do you want to get a job? So I was like, no, fuck that. I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna continue this. And I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty rough in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. I'm just setting up my reference.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Yeah.
No,
I'm just setting up my reference.
No,
I want to
I
make
do
sure
it
you're
too,
not
no.
this rude ass motherfucker.
Don't cry. No, say. No, that's all good. I do the same shit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to set up my reference so I can start painting because you're painting and I'm like
doing the same butterfly, like mixing and shit. Like, all right, like, hey,
you know, yeah.
It's all good.
I don't want you to think I'm weird.
No, thank you for saying that because some people don't even acknowledge that shit.
No, I acknowledged that like right at the beginning, but I didn't want to interrupt. And
No,
I was
you're
like,
fine.
Nah, I gotta say something or she's gonna keep thinking I'm
No, you're fine.
Yeah,
I'm pretty.
Oh wow, so okay, so you went up there. You were up there for a week? No,
3 months.
3 months. 3 months.
I was already living out there, and then once we completed the project with the RV, like revamping it, I found it on Craigslist, the fucking mural job, and at first my partner didn't want me to do it because I wasn't getting paid. He's like, you can't do it. I was like, no, I'll fucking figure out a way. I'll BART it. Like, I don't give a fuck.
It's
like,
just the opportunity.
Yeah, it was. You have to get every opportunity you can. Like, I cannot emphasize it so much. If you want to be like a muralist or whatever you do, like, don't seek it out for the money at first because you got to put in the work and you need to really consider like if this is something you want to do. Because
you need to create stuff to make yourself sellable.
Yeah.
You don't have anything under your belt. How are you gonna tell people I can do this?
Yeah, exactly. And that's where I was at. I'm like, you know what? No, I want to do it. And we finally came to the agreement of like doing it. And he did help me along the way. We learned off like.
And this was another artist, right?
No, he was my ex at the time.
But he wasn't an artist?
He did photography, but nothing like paint wise. Because painting does take a while. Like how we were talking earlier about like doing mural work. Like it's a big investment, like of like knowing when to stop actually to eat and sit down and not go crazy.
Yeah, your knees hurt.
Yeah,
if you're
your
on
back.
a ladder, your back.
Yeah, your calves.
Your son, like it's baking you and you don't really care.
Gosh,
like you don't really know.
Yeah.
You're dehydrated. You're obviously not drinking
You're
enough.
sweating.
Yeah, you're sweating. You know, you go to sleep with paint on your clothes, you wake up with paint on your clothes, and you go back.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But
so you were malnutrition.
For a bit, no.
Yeah.
Well, I was vegan too at that time, so I was super.
My God. How'd you even survive?
It wasn't that bad. I'm like, oh, banana here and there, you know.
Yeah, that's where you got your protein.
Yeah, pretty much. But no, it was a great experience, and it made me. There was days I wanted to quit, like for sure, and I was just like, I can't. Well, I was going through other shit too. Yeah, I was like, this relationship isn't right for me right now. This fucking mural is just taking forever. I feel pressure because I feel like they don't understand. Like this is all paintbrush, and then like I was stressed, and it led back to like just really thinking like, you know, everything's gonna be okay. It was in a garden too, so it's super nice. And every fucking day I would see either a hummingbird or a monarch butterfly, and it made me feel like, wow, like there's something deeper here that I just need to understand and be patient with. And when I finally fucking finished it, like I wanted to cry. I was like, I'm down to the last flower. Like it felt fucking great. I was dude, I can't wait.
You didn't give up.
Yeah, no, I would have
People would have been like, I'm not even getting paid for this shit.
Oh yeah,
come on. You know.
But like it shows your work ethic too. Like I didn't want to do that to
the people.
Yeah, her name was Jen, and she was super nice and sweet. Let us stay in her house whenever we could, and like met with her family. She fed us. She bought us groceries for the RV. So like,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she went out of her way as well.
Yeah, because she understood. Like, I totally get it. Like, you're not getting paid. Like, yeah, the materials are paid, but
you're
still,
not
you
even
need it
from here.
Yeah. So like, it was a great opportunity, and after that, I just was like, this is what I want to do. I'm set on it, and the rest is history.
That's a drive right there. I mean, a lot of people would have been like, I'm done.
Like I'm tapping out. Like I didn't
tapping
realize how hard this was gonna be. Like
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, you definitely found a lot of positives on top of all the negative stuff. You said weather stuff, all this stuff. It seemed like a lot of stuff was working against you, but you powered through it, and it seems like you grew from that experience. Not so much just as an artist, because obviously you learned a bunch just from creating the piece. You're like, oh, next time I'm gonna do it this way or whatever. But like as a person, it seemed like okay, cool. Like
I honestly thank you for saying that, because you know what I did.
no, like just based on the story, that's exactly what happened. It seemed like you pushed through the laziness, I guess, or the.
I never had that experience of like wanting something so bad where it's just like, no, I don't care how long I'm working. I don't care if my hands get like super fucking cold. Like I gotta like finish. There's something more to prove to myself, like work ethic wise, and just like being an artist. Like it's a lot of work. And at that, like before, I didn't really understand it until I was standing there. And like, I think what really pushed me, I read Diego Rivera's book, My Art, My Life. Fucking great book. I recommend it to any artist.
My Art, My Life.
Okay. And I went to go see his mural at the San Francisco City College over there. Yeah. And it was raining that day, and I remember like just standing there in front of it like for about like an hour. Just it's super fucking huge. It's like 10 panels, I think. And they weigh like over a ton. Like it's fucking crazy. But man, just seeing them, like man, and you can still vividly see all his like paint strokes and everything. Like it's still vibrant. And after I saw him, like, damn, I want to be like that. Like something like
inspired.
Yeah, for sure. And I was just like, man, I'm so glad I came today and like took the opportunity to see his work, and it was just fucking great. It was like a great experience.
See, stuff when people tell me stuff like that, where it's like it was a specific artwork that changed my perspective on my life or the way I was living or whatever.
Yeah,
it fucking always makes me feel so good, because I fucking wish, I hope that one day my art can do that to someone in the fucking future, whatever. I don't care. I hope someone can look at it and be like, maybe not, hey, I want to be like him, but hey, I want to create something like this, or it's like, and then that's I believe, like I told you before, like I'm trying to immortalize my personality and stuff, and I think there's nothing better that I can do for someone.
And I commend you for that, because like I feel like a lot of artists get lost in like the hype of being an artist.
Yeah, or what's trending.
Yeah, exactly. So like, trust me, we could be painting like a lot of like trending things, but I feel like what's great about meeting artists like you or like anybody else you had on this podcast is really having heart with their work, and you can see it. Like I put my story, I put like some of the paintings I brought too are like reflecting who I am as a person. So it's just like I always put my heart, I always put like personal shit. Sometimes my family's like, well, you're kind of out there, but I'm like, no, like people go through the same shit as us. And when they see how raw you are with your art and what you like, the message behind each piece, like, damn, like I can really fuck with that. Like I've had people write me on one of like my pieces. I have it right here. When I went through my breakup and I wrote like, I felt like my world was crashing, was burning. I had a light time and I had a dark time with this love, and I had to understand like it's time to let it go. And when a couple people were like, man, I really can fuck with that. Like I'm going through this rough breakup. And when you wrote that, like you really touched me, like that. Thank you for posting that. Like shit like that really gets me, because I'm like, we're all human. And for me to be able to express it in this way, I'm so blessed to be able to do that and connect with people like that.
Yeah, and like you don't do it to connect with them.
No, you don't.
You do it to just get it the fuck out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, I want this out. Like
I need to release it. Yeah.
And it's like it's there. I created that one up there. Something similar. It wasn't like, it's personal, but it's not like obviously not like a breakup.
Yeah.
But that one's called like No Fear, and the reason I created it, it's like as a way to force myself to remember to be strong in like when you're facing fear. Like there's no way you're never gonna be afraid.
Yeah.
Like, even people who like suffer through shit and like they have phobias and stuff, that phobia never goes away. you're afraid. They're gonna be afraid for the rest of their lives. The thing is being courageous enough to stand there in front of the fear and power through it, not get rid of it. It's gonna be there. It's just you got to be courageous enough to deal with it.
Deal with it or conquer it.
Yeah, and it's always gonna be there. It's not like it's like, oh, I'm gonna stop being afraid of this stuff. Like you're still that immediate thought is still gonna hit you. Like, oh shit, I'm a little afraid.
Are you afraid of something?
I'm afraid of a lot of things.
What's one of the things you're afraid of?
Like superficial stuff would be I don't really like roller coasters, stuff like that.
I don't really like. I don't either. I'm such a little.
Like this is for like little stuff. Like
what's like a big
sometimes
fear?
I'm afraid of talking in public. Sometimes I'm afraid of taking certain risks with my art, taking certain things with the way I speak. With the way I dress. With my insecurities. Like, these insecurities derive from the fear of being judged, whatever, it's like little stuff like that. And it's the little fears that I need to conquer, not so much the big ones.
Yeah.
The big ones too, but it's like the little fears that prevent me from doing shit, And that's like what I was trying to tell myself. Like, hey, don't be afraid to do shit. Like, if it comes to your mind, if you fucking come up with an idea, do it. Do it till it's done. And then if you don't like it at that point, you're good,
Yeah.
Like, try not to be afraid of doing stuff because you're afraid.
You're never gonna know until you like see. Look at that, already hard. Because yeah, you just I need to use the red right now. Like, let's just poke this out.
It's so much fun too, to touch the
yeah, paint. Fucking acrylic. Maybe that's why I need to get on oil. Anyways, yeah, you're just never gonna know until you like try it, and it may be scary at the time, but you're gonna really appreciate you doing that later in life. You look back like, damn, I actually fucking did that, and I was super scared. Like,
yeah, no, definitely, and that's what I'm trying to do. Like, honestly, even starting this podcast, I was afraid of it, and I'm still a little afraid of stuff, but not enough to stop me.
Yeah,
you're putting yourself out there. Like,
you kind of have
you're
to.
inviting artists. You don't even know if they're gonna fuck with your shit. Like, you don't even know. They could be judging you and be like, this stupid dumbass, whatever, Like, I don't know when I reach out to artists, I just
like their work.
Yeah, I just like their work and like, hey, I think it'd be interesting to have a conversation with you, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's not professional. This stuff's not professional. So I feel a little like, hey, come see me, see what I've created. I'd love you to join it. And it's like, if they don't like it, then it's like, nah. So I have to deal with the fear of rejection, and it's happened. But the more I face it, the more it's like
it's okay.
It gets easier.
Yeah, it gets easier
it
for
gets
sure.
Easier, like that rejection.
Isn't that great? Like, just having that, like, how you're saying, being okay with rejection.
Yeah.
It gets easier. Like, okay, well, fuck it. On to the next. Like, it's cool. Like, I totally understand. I'm not gonna hold that against you. Like, you're never gonna know if you don't ask, and if you never know, most of the times you're gonna be like, yeah, like, fuck yeah, you want to do this? Like, come through, I'll pay for it. Or like, hey, I got a job for you. Like, you just never know if you don't like fucking ask.
Yeah, that's one of the quick lessons that I learned with Instagram. Like, at first I was very reserved with my stuff. I didn't want to share my stuff,
very to yourself.
Yeah, I was like, no one's gonna like this stuff, blah blah blah. And then, if the people liked it or whatever, like, how am I gonna reach out to more people? And it's like, I was thinking so much of like what people would think of my stuff that it kind of forced me to not share as much. And then once I stopped caring about what people thought of the stuff I put up, it's like it got so much easier. Like, I don't really. There's very few people in this world that I care what they think of.
Yeah.
It's my family, my wife, and the people that I love and would hate for have them think the worst of me.
Yeah.
Everyone else, they can think whatever they want. They don't know me, It's the people that know me that I'm afraid that they would think the worst of me,
Yeah.
I don't want that. But like everyone else, like, you guys can judge me however you want. Like, I don't think I've done anything.
Like, you don't even know me to judge me, but if you want to go ahead and take that extra step, like,
it's okay, But I'm very friendly with you. I'm very friendly with people. I don't think I've ever I don't think I've ever like been like, hey, I don't like you, blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? You don't even know me, bro. Like, come at me. Like it's just like I don't even know you.
Yeah, I'm not like that. And I'm very also one thing I am too. I'm very open with my knowledge of art.
Mm-hmm.
And if people ask me stuff, I will answer. Like I will answer people. And when I meet people who aren't like that, it always trips me out.
Oh yeah, I had a couple
like,
artists like they don't answer me.
And
I'm just like, wow, okay, like I see.
It bothers me so much. It
Trust
bothers
me,
me so much. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna take your fucking job, dude. Like, there's no way I'm ever gonna hit your level. Like,
I just want to know.
Like, honestly, like the people who reserve that knowledge, I strongly believe it's because they felt like they took a long time to learn what they did, and it was like a struggle to learn what they're using. Yeah, and they don't want to give it easy to you.
I mean, I get that, but like at the same time,
I totally get that. For me, I don't practice that. I don't believe that. I believe like, hey, look, it took me this long. If you have the talent to pick it up, when I teach it to you, more power to you, man. You're way ahead of everybody else. But I can assure you, like, it might not be that easy. Yeah. So I'm gonna teach it to you, but I'm not gonna follow you and force you to learn it. Like, if you want to sit down and hover and look and all this stuff, like, do it. If you have questions, I'll answer you. But I'm not like some people expect. Oh, teach me this, and then like, okay, and they follow you. They follow like your steps for like a minute, and then they're done. And it's like, dude, did you really want to learn, or?
It's because it comes like how I'm saying, how I was saying. Yeah, you could say you're an artist, right? But I don't think really people take the steps into to really understand like the work that goes behind it. It's a lot of hours by yourself. You fucking go crazy sometimes. Like you hit highs and lows. Like people don't really see that. Like example, like one of my last meals, I took my best friend. She was there chilling, whatever. And I was like, hey, like her name's Danielle. I was like, hey Dan, like, could you help me do like the background? She's like, yeah, sure, no problem. And I gotta say it was like 5-10 minutes, like 10 minutes. She's like, fuck. She's like, I don't know how the fuck you do this. Like
she was already stressing.
Yeah, because she didn't want to. A lot of people when I asked them, like, dude, don't even worry. Like it's paint. I could go over it. Like I just need you to like fill this in for me.
Just fill it in. Yeah, like I don't care if it's straight. Just fill it in.
Especially like with background stuff. Like if you go over like a leaf or whatever, I can always sharpen it and like whatever I have to do.
The background.
Yeah. And she's like, I don't know how the hell you do this, but you must really love what the hell you do. And I'm like, well, it's not for everybody.
It's definitely not.
It's not for everybody.
Let me see if you have this pet peeve. When people tell you, oh, you're so talented when you're a person. Like, you must have been born really talented.
Yeah, a little bit because I'm like, I wasn't born, like, I felt like, because my sister's an artist too, but she started when she was younger. Like, yeah, I doodled here and there. Like, I fucking drew. Okay, so when I was in elementary, I was obsessed with dogs. Okay. I thought I wanted to be a veterinarian. Oh. But I would draw like Dalmatians in all these different colors, like a red one, a yellow one, a purple one, all of like the Crayola like markers, And that's how I started drawing dogs. But I wasn't like fucking Picasso or like fucking Salvador Dali drawing like Napoleon, fucking dope as fuck. Like I wasn't that. Like I had to work for it. Like, and when people are like, you're born with them, like, I think people are born with like the creativity, but to be able to hold that and maintain that, you have to work for it. Yeah. You know what I mean? No, so definitely. It's just like, and if you love it so much, like that's where the patience comes in. That's when you start developing the patience, right? It's because you love it so much. It's like, okay, I really want to sit and learn this. Everybody can't do that. Like, so when I hear people like, oh, you're so talented, like, I'll take the comment, but like in my head, I'm like, man, only if you really knew like the hours I put into like learning this. I've been paying for 10 years. And if you see my shit from before, a lot of my friends from high school, they have some of my old shit. I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? Yeah. Like, like, oh man, like I'm so glad. Like, nobody's I'm kind of glad they save it. So
I totally get you.
You know what
definitely. Yeah, that definitely bugs me too. Like, I get it. Like, I get it. Like, you believe someone's very talented, but that's where I see the disconnect. Like, it's not just talent. You know, it's there's three things that you need for anything you do, whether it's art, whatever. One, you need to have talent. Talent. A lot of people are born with it. Talent you can't really develop. It's just if you're born with it or not. Work ethic and skills.
Mm-hmm.
Skills are practical. Like, you practice, you develop those skills. But you need a perfect blend of all three to be, I guess, successful or fulfilled in your career. You need to have a balance of all three, because there's plenty and vast amount of talented people who don't have any work and they don't get anywhere. They're just talented people, and those are usually the artists that you'll meet, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I used to draw when I was young. I stopped because blah blah blah, whatever." But like, I doodle here and there, but it's like, okay, like, you're talented because you're really good doodles, but that's as far as your skills get, because you don't have a work ethic to push it further.
Yeah.
To push it further, But you are very talented, because it probably didn't take you that long to learn the skills you have now, because you have a talent for it. But yeah, someone told me those three things, and I was like, man, that's so right. Like, skills, work ethic, and talent.
Work ethic is a big one.
I think work ethic is probably the biggest. But there's some people that don't have an amazing work ethic.
Oh, well, I learn every fucking day. Like, I'm not the best at it.
Or like, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
And they might not never be there yet. It just might not never happen. Like, shit happens, But
most definitely.
I forget where I was going with this. I'm so scatterbrained sometimes.
No, I think, well, you were talking about, like, somebody telling you, like, oh, you're so talented.
Mm-hmm.
And then we jumped into,
that
like...
bugs me a little bit. It's not a lot. But
like, I don't take it, like,
I'm
personal,
always like, I always tell them my correct them. I'm always like, it just took a lot of work. Like, I wasn't really born with this stuff.
Like, I learned not to... Yeah, I try not to, like... I don't get offended by it, because, like, realistically, like, my family still doesn't understand, like, what the fuck I'm trying to do with my work. I'm pretty sure they see it, but, like, I feel kind of out of place when it comes to, like, hanging out with my non-art friends. But then when I hang out with, like, my art homies, it's like, oh my god, like, you totally fucking get me. Like, fuck yeah. And, like, how we're chilling right now. I can't be chilling and, like, just be fucking painting. Like, a lot of my friends still like going out. A lot of my friends still like doing all this. Like, I don't know. It's way different when it feels more, like, at home when I'm with my art peeps. And I'm able to, like, let's get down. Let's, like, paint,
Yeah. That's, like, the perfect segue into, like, you need art homies in your life.
Oh.
If you're an artist and you don't have a single art friend,
you're gonna be fucking...
You're struggling unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Because it's a struggle to get motivated. It's such a struggle to get motivated into drawing sometimes. Especially if you've got a full-time job. Speaking from experience, you got a full-time job, you're tired, you can easily... You can easily get into a routine of coming home, getting your shirt ready for the next day, knocking out, watching TV. You get in a routine, and that goes years of your life. But if you're fucking about it, like, you're gonna fight to have that little bit of time after work to come paint.
Yeah.
To come do something artistic. And if you have art friends, thank God. Me starting my painting career had a lot to do with two of my friends who lived with me for years, who were tattoo artists, and they also painted. So at home, every fucking night, there were 3 fucking artists doing something, and there were times where it was just them painting, and I would come home and I'd be like, I always felt like I was falling behind.
Yeah.
I was already behind them both already, but I felt like I'm never gonna catch up if I'm not painting or I'm not doing this stuff. So it was like a little friendly competition in that sense. But every time they would come home, it would always motivate me. Like, hey, I'm gonna pay too. Like, fuck that. I'm gonna pay. I'm not just gonna fucking sit here on the couch and watch TV.
Yeah.
But you guys are like pushing your skills, and like having that on a daily basis. Even though there were days we didn't paint, like it was a big change in my work ethic. Because I had the homies, I had everybody painting, and like, one of my homies like was dedicated to painting, and he still is, and it's like, oh, cool, like it's a good push. It's a good push to have those art friends with you nearby. You make it a conscious effort to hang out, to paint together.
Yeah.
Like, definitely big motivation. I think that's like the biggest advice I can give anyone who really wants to be about creating art.
You need to surround yourself with people that see your vision.
Yeah, or understand it, or are working on their vision so hard.
Oh yeah,
it's like
perfect.
It's
example.
like a drive. It's like a weird energy.
It is
that someone emits when you see someone so focused, so driven, doing whatever the fuck they're doing. You can't help but be like, what does this person know that I don't? How is this person so into what they're into? And it's like, what am I into? It starts to make you like self-reflect. Like, how do I get like that? What do I get like that about? And the only thing I can ever get like that about is art.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, but I'm not doing what that person's doing. Like, I get about that, like, but art, but like, I'm not working at it as hard as this person is. Like, 24/7, that's this person's thing, and that's where I'm like, oh, okay. It starts to push me. Oh, I gotta get home and work on my shit. Because someone's working so hard in front of you, can't help but want to go home and work on your shit.
Yeah.
I every time I look at art galleries, same thing. Like when I go to art galleries, I always want to come home and paint.
No, yeah, that's the best.
Always. I was like, I want to go home and paint. Like, I gotta go home and paint. These paintings are so cool. Like, so inspirational for sure.
Exactly. I get that urge every time. But like, I have honestly like maybe one by far like true homegirl.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like, no, I have a lot of true homies and shit, don't get me wrong, but the most I invest my time with, like, because I honestly, like, doing work, like, artwork and everything, like, I don't have much time sometimes, and, like, sometimes people don't get that. Like, oh, what are you doing? I'm behind on work, too, right now, but, that's every artist, like, freelance-wise, like, finding the balance and, like, everything, in your life, that's the hardest thing is, like, finding balance, but a lot of my friends don't get it sometimes, and it's like, bro, like, I just need to really catch up on this, or I can't hang out today. But my homegirl Danielle, me and her, we work out. She's in school right now, but she's in grad school. But we work out. I work out like mostly every day.
Damn.
Well, cause like I feel like too when you do like mirror work and stuff, I was saying, oh my back, like oh my calves, like I gotta
I gotta get in shape.
Yeah, no, yeah. I believe in health is everything, and I'm like, before I wouldn't be healthy, like fucking live off of coffee and fucking bags of chips and live in. I still eat chips here and there, but like not how I used to, where it's just like coffee and staying in my garage and just paint or not getting any sleep and being okay with that. But I'm like, nah, dude, if I need sleep, I'm gonna fucking sleep.
And this happened a year ago as well?
About a year ago, like at the end of the year, I just decided like, yo, I need to really like, because I gained weight too in my last relationship. I didn't gain much weight. People be like, no, you didn't.
Every relationship you gain.
Yeah, but it wasn't
healthy. Person that won't gain.
Like I wasn't at my healthiest, and like I noticed like my bad eating habits and shit. I was like, okay, like I need to really like figure something out. Mm-hmm. And my friend, she's a boxer, so she was like not in the best place she was at either. So she's like,
she's a boxer.
Mm-hmm.
Like a dog.
Yeah, she got her.
I'm joking.
Oh no! What? No, she got her first belt, like her first big fight belt, about a month ago.
What? That is so dope. That is so dope. You're
so,
probably
like,
super proud of her. Huh?
I am, cause like we did this whole like working out routine together, and like
really when she was like before she fought.
Yeah, like
that's dope.
For like a whole year, we were like on self-love, self-care type of thing, and we were working out. Like I was working out like as a boxer with her, and it fucking pushed me. I ain't gonna lie, but like it was fucking great. We still work out though. We still work out like that. I believe in like having that time and space to myself to like give. Like it teaches you a lot of discipline, and I use that like with my art.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the discipline that I get from like working out like that. Like it teaches you to
discipline.
use that in your daily life.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that.
I always like, especially athletes who are also artists, I always tell them like, I commend you guys because you guys have this discipline to continue this like sport and this, you know, physical activity, and I'm sure that helps with your art.
It does.
Like there'll be times like you don't want to draw, you don't want to paint, but like you force yourself like, hey, this is just like training or exercise or whatever. Like, you gotta do it. Once you're in it, it doesn't feel like that.
Yeah.
You know? It doesn't feel like it's the worst thing in the world. I'd rather be doing something else.
Yeah.
Like, it's just starting the difficult thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So a year in that, and how much
Still
have you lost?
I mean,
it wasn't like a weight thing. It was just more.
It was more getting tone and strength. So I could probably say I can do push-ups now.
Damn, hey, I can do 10 push-ups now too.
Yeah,
like, I'm sure you can do more, but I can only do 2 when I first started or whatever.
Oh man, I couldn't do shit. I wish I could have recorded. Like,
you just went down and you didn't come back up.
You know, like those little wimpy ones, like where it's just like 1.
Yeah.
You do like a half-ass one too.
Yeah.
Like,
and your hands are shaking.
Yeah.
But so that's a cool goal. Now you can do push-ups. So like, what's your next thing? Like,
so I want to do I can't do pull-ups right now. That's my next one, to build strength like that, and just keep it going with the working out, because honestly, that's like my other safe space when I do work out. Like my sisters are like, why do you work out so much? Like for 4 hours, I work out. Well, on my Saturdays, I work out like a lot. Like that's my only day that I get to like really like work out a long ass day. So it'll be like,
what's a long ass day for you?
So if we wake up on time, lately we haven't, but we go for like a 4-mile run at like 6 a.m, and then after that we go to the boxing gym for maybe like from like, we get there maybe like 10:30 to like 2.
Oh wow!
If we stay the whole time.
So you're doing what, like?
What kind of workouts do I do, or like?
No, I mean like hours, like an 8-hour workout. 8 hours, I guess.
Semi, or maybe like 5, 6.
Without travel or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's crazy.
But that's like when I have like free time. Like,
Yeah,
if I had to work and shit. Yeah, that's like.
It's like your way to unwind type of thing. Right?
Yeah, like exactly. That's the way I unwind. Not with the beer, just fucking working out.
I definitely gotta get into working out. We were working out, but then we kind of stopped. Me and my wife.
Yeah.
Because we started doing keto about like 3 months now.
How is that?
Honestly, it's fucking weird. It's so.
Do you eat butter? What is that?
So. Like,
you're like, I don't even know how to explain, but
no, I know how to explain. It's just so like, it's such a long, I guess. All right, so pretty much the basic concept of it is you're training your body to use fat as fuel source.
Okay.
And your liver naturally does that, but the only way it does that is it's like fat is like the third in line. First is carbs, and second is like insulin and sugar type shit. Like first it'll use those 2, and then it'll use fat.
Okay.
You know? And then the thing is, though, if you have any carbs or sugar, is gonna use those first. So the purpose of the whole thing is you gotta keep that under such a small amount that your body doesn't use it. You know. So it starts to use it, either its reserves, which is your belly or whatever, or it uses what you're intaking. Which is like high fat stuff, milk, cream, cheese. You can have all kinds of cheese.
That's crazy.
You can cook with coconut oil, which is high in fat.
It's like a good fat, like an avocado.
Avocados, there's a lot of good fats, and I think the toughest thing was trying to figure out like foods to be able to eat.
Yeah.
And for me, the toughest was like eating the sweets. I have like a huge sweet tooth. Like I love chocolate. I love all that stuff. And I went cold turkey for 3 months. I haven't had shit. And
are you still on that? Like, are you still not eating sweets?
I'm not eating shit. I haven't cheated a single time. And it's the weird thing about it is I have so much more energy than I did when I was eating like my normal diet. And that's the thing that weirded me out because I'm not eating nowhere near as much as what I had my regular diet. I'm eating way less.
Because you trained your body to do that, though.
I'm eating way less, but I'm eating the right stuff.
It's more filling, I think, too, like when you eat the right things. Like, so if you eat like a lot of broccoli or like rice and grains or whatever, like.
It sucks because I can't even eat those.
You can't?
I can't eat rice, I can't eat beans. All that has carbs. No spaghetti, no pasta, no nothing.
Fuck, bless your heart.
Yeah, so I can't. I mean, I can eat it. I can introduce it back, but I haven't even been a year.
Yeah.
Like, I know for sure if I take any cheat days, any cheat stuff now, I'm gonna fucking relapse and go back to my old ways, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think it's cemented just yet. I'll know when it's like cemented, you know?
That's crazy.
But I've lost 32 pounds now in 3 months.
So like 10 pounds per month.
And I'm still going down, and I don't know why, because I'm not even working out. And like, it's going down, but I need to introduce working out because I think some of the stuff that's going down too might be muscle.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, I don't want to lose my muscle. So I'm like, I gotta go to the gym. And then, you know, flab or whatever, I don't want to get like flab.
Tighten up, you know?
Yeah, but yeah, I'm proud of myself for it because I've never really had the discipline to be doing that. But
3 months is fucking a great start. I mean, some people don't even last that long to be real. Like,
I wasn't even surprised. I was surprised I even. Honestly, if it wasn't for my wife doing it too,
it's good to have a buddy, like a partner.
Because you know, even just cooking food, because you have to cook a lot, because you can't really eat out. Like, the shit you can eat, you can kind of only cook at home. You know, if you want to have a good meal, and it was a big way for us to spend a lot of time together.
Aww.
Because we would like get home, we would cook together, we would clean up together, you know, we would eat, and like that would be, you know, an afternoon thing. We spent time making sure we cooked together or something.
Oh, that's a great partnership right there. Like,
so that was the one thing that was like, oh, that's so dope about it. Like, I get to spend more time. And,
with
you know,
your wife.
It hasn't been as much lately because, you know, her schedule went up and my schedule went up. But we still make it a routine, like when we do both have like days off or whatever,
or like downtime.
We cook together. You know, we plan meals together. And
that's
that was
nice.
Always, that was a big thing. You know, that was a lot of fun. Okay. I don't think if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would have been able to.
That shit's hard.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You don't have like a partner, people that don't understand. Like I have some people that tell me like, don't go to the gym, like, come on, like, let's do this. I'm like, no, fool, like, I gotta go to the gym. I gotta make it, like, that's I make it a point to, like, go to the gym. I mean, I have rest days, like, I've had 2 so far. But I know the rest of the week I'm gonna go, like, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's dope. See, I gotta get into a routine like that, where, like, I need to make a routine. I know for sure if I make a schedule, I'll stick to it. I just haven't made a schedule.
Yeah.
Like, if I make a schedule, I'll definitely stick to it. Sorry about that.
No, you're
left
fine.
nostril is like runny.
Funny story. So,
is it about runny noses?
Give me 1 sec. Funny story about runny nostrils. My friend, he got me a massage one time. He's like, and this is when I had a stuffy ass nose, when you know it's like waterworks and everything in your nose, like some scary movie shit where she's crying on the camera. It was like that.
Like a sweaty upper lip.
Yeah, everything. I'm like, fuck. I was like, oh, thanks, man. Like, this is great. But it was a great massage, but my nose was fucking dripping because you're like facing this way, right?
Oh my god. So you had like this.
Yeah, no, it was like dripping down, and it's like so uncomfortable because it was like tickling, and I was like, oh god.
And
like,
you can't reach under the table to like kind of.
Because she's massaging you, and she's like, flip over. I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, turn over. And I went, and I looked, and I went, I did I was so nasty, and I felt so bad. I'm like, man, I bet she's like, cochina, like, oh man, I went like that, and she looked at me. I'm like, my bad, man. Like, my nose is so stuffed right now. But she looked at me a little weird. But it was
A
kind of
little weird. She's probably
it was disgusting.
I gotta clean that up. I
Yeah,
got
it
a
was
mop.
pretty
I
disgusting.
got a mop now. That's hilarious.
But that's my little runny nose story.
Well,
It's
at
pretty
least
nasty.
you were relaxed at the end of it, right? Or
Yeah,
you're like, I don't
but
even
I
know if
felt
it worked.
bad.
I was tense the whole time.
Yeah, because that's all I was thinking. I'm like, oh my god, my nose. Like, why? Why right now, my
Oh,
nose?
man. That's funny.
But that's my little runny nose story.
Man, that's crazy. So you've got a couple of murals in the works, you were telling me, right?
Yeah, some projects that I haven't really said, and then like right now I've been working with a lot of LAUSD schools, and Watts is the city I've been working in a lot. So like,
And your team, you gathered artists, or is
no,
like,
it's just for
like
this,
a team of people that
it's just
help you?
so for school wise it's just me, but for the other big project that I have in the works, I invited like artists to help me. That
Oh, dope.
yeah.
Okay. That's
So
dope.
I'm
Luckily,
usually by
all your
myself.
curating help you get some connections, right?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
But yeah, I mean, when I
yeah.
usually do the school,
So do you have a
what's up?
like a vehicle? What?
So yeah, I do now.
Yeah.
Well, like, okay, so last year I didn't have shit.
Uh-huh.
I lost my car. Well, I put my money. Okay, I sold my car to do the whole RV thing. I didn't really get shit back out of it. I fucking junked it. They gave me like $300. So I was like, okay, whatever.
Oh, it ended up dying on you or something?
Well, no, I mean, it was like check engine light, but it was a crap like car. I've been
Yeah,
having
it was
that
an
car.
old car, right?
Yeah, I had it when I was 18 to 23. So it was my first and only car. And you know, when you get your first and only car, it's just like, you're riding with it. And I'm a woman, so I'm not really car savvy.
Oh,
so
my first car it was like a cube. At the end of it, it was like it got crashed, all kinds of crashes.
So Penelope, her name was Penelope, and like the paint was chipping, like if she had acne, all like it was bad. And,
wait, your car was named Penelope?
Yeah, I named her
cute.
Penelope. And
Penelope.
we fucking tagged inside of her because she died at one point, and
yeah, like fuck it.
Yeah, and then my homie put a battery in. She's like, "Oh no, dude, you just need a new battery." I was like, "Fuck!" I totally fucked her up.
Damn.
But she's been through a lot when I had her. But I junked her for the RV thing I was doing last year, and I didn't have a car. I didn't have much to my name, so I was just like figuring shit out. But I finally got a car.
Dope. What'd you get?
My friend actually gifted it to me. But it's a Chevy Malibu hatchback.
Oh, dope.
LZT, I think. Something like that.
Okay.
But it's a hatchback. So I got that barely.
Oh, cool.
So everything's like kind of slowly getting there. I mean, you have your ups and downs, but I'm super happy where I'm at.
Wait, who was it? You know Hugo Lomelli?
Mm-hmm.
So
I grew up with all of them.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
He came last week, I believe, for the podcast, and he brought his little van, and it's like an electrical van.
Isn't it like a Sprinter van?
Kind of, yeah. It's like a Sprinter van. But I guess his uncle was an electrician or something.
Oh, see, dope.
And he sold it to him, so it has got like gates on the windows. So like if someone tries to break a window, they get in. Like the gates are there.
Damn.
So I was like, oh, that's dope. So I was wondering if you had something like that because you do murals,
no.
and I believe he does murals as well. And I was like, oh, that'd be dope if she has like a cool van or something. Like I bought a van. I bought like a SUV. I used to have an Astro van, which is my favorite fucking thing in the world. I love that thing. You know, you take off the 2 back seats and you got space for days. But that shit crapped out. And then I got this little Kia, and I can only fit this canvas in there. That's it. And I have to fit it in like an angle and like squeeze it in there. But that's as big as I can fit in there. You know, and it's like, it's okay to travel some of this big stuff, but I'd rather have my fucking van. You know?
Yeah.
Like a big old van like that. To like carry all your paints, you know, you want to do murals, you want to do whatever, events, eventing, you know, you got all your shit back there.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
but
so,
I do not have that yet.
No.
I barely worked up to this car, but I did it like, I had a little help from my sister, but I basically did it on my own type of thing.
Yeah.
And I wanted it to be like that. Because I'm like, I need to really work for this. Like, I don't want to I don't really have help, like, family-wise. So it's just like, I got to do this. Like, I got to figure some shit out. I got to make this art shit work.
Even if you did, you kind of feel bad. You know, it's a huge investment. It's like, you know, especially if your family's not like really, they don't really believe into what you're doing, or they don't understand.
Yeah, it's
just
hard.
yet.
It's super hard.
It's like, what, you want me to give you money for a van?
Yeah.
For what? You're not even going to school or whatever. It's always school with my family. So that's why I'm using that as an example. Like, hey, ya no vas a la escuela? And I say, nah, fuck that shit. I'm learning more shit outside than I am.
Yeah, I don't want to be in fucking school. Like,
yeah, like I'm learning.
It's not for me. So it's for some people, but it's not for me.
No.
You know?
I stopped going to school, one, because of the financial thing, two, the time. Like, I needed another job, and I couldn't go to school and a second job. So that was one thing, the financial thing. But then when I like realized my purpose to this art stuff, my purpose, why I need to do this, what the reasoning is for, what my overall goal is, learning stopped being more of a chore or a task and started to be more of a need.
Yeah.
Like, I stopped looking at like tutorial videos and stuff like that. I stopped looking at it more as like, oh, I need to learn this. It wasn't so much of a hassle as like, oh shit, I need to learn this. Like, I need to find some place to learn this, because I need to learn this in order to achieve what I need to achieve.
Yeah.
So when that changed, I was like, oh, okay, like, I don't need school for any of this shit. Like, if I need to learn it, I'll find a way. I'll find someone to learn it from, or, you know, like, I'll actively seek it.
How do you feel when people tell you should go back to school? Because I'm pretty sure you hear that from people still.
I tell them this exact thing. You know, I believe that there's a basic like social structure to what people believe your life should be lived. You know, like, you graduate high school, you go to college, you get a career, you know, you do these, I don't know, like, checkpoints in life.
Yeah.
That society has deemed this is what's going to make you successful. You know, this is what's going to get you a comfortable life. And it might, and it will, and it has happened to a lot of people. But my upbringing showed me that, like, checkpoints in life aren't the same for everybody. You know? Like, you can think, like, hey, my next checkpoint is going to college, but doesn't mean, like, going to college is going to make you achieve what you want to achieve. It'll help you with your resume, but for me, I've never had papers. You know, I came here illegally, and you know, that was one of the big issues I struggled with growing up. You know, not so much growing up, it was until I graduated when I realized, hey, you not having papers means you're fucked. Like, you're fucked. Even finding a good job is not going to be a possibility for you, even if you had an education. You know, it's like, not a lot of places out there are willing to give you a job when you don't have papers.
Yeah.
So it like discouraged me a lot. But like, early on, I learned, I'm like, hey, these checkpoints don't mean shit. Like, you don't need to really go to college. Like, what do you want to do? If you really want to do something, you'll push yourself to do it. You know, you'll push yourself to do it. You'll find a fucking way. And the only thing I have ever pushed myself to do and achieve is my art. You know, and it sounds stupid and all fucked up, but like, that's the only thing I've ever pushed myself to I guess, to the extreme where I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You know, like, I'm done with this shit.
I still do that all the time. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, dear. Like, why the
this
fuck?
shit's due tomorrow, and this thing's not working out. Like, it's not blending.
That's where I'm at right now.
It's still dry. I fucked it up. Like, I've had days like that. I've had nights where I don't go to sleep because I'm working on a painting, you know? But at the end of the day, like, I'll go to sleep fucking happy as fuck. Like, I'll go to sleep tired, but I'll go to sleep like, all right, cool. Like, that painting looks closer to what I want it to look like.
Yeah.
You know? And that makes me so happy. You know, it makes me really happy to know that I've achieved something that I've visualized in my head. you know. And I think that's what attracts me to painting. Like I can create something that I visualize in my head through these weird fucking shapes, and you know, because it's all shapes. It's all shapes and little lines and you know
Little
colors
highlights.
colors next to each other. Like if you really break it down, it's nothing crazy. You know, it's just laid down in the right place.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know, like learning all that stuff. And I'm still learning so much. Like I'm still learning so much. I don't know shit about certain stuff, you know, but like that excites me.
Exactly.
It really excites me. Like, oh, I don't know that stuff, and like I can learn it from this person, or this person does it very well. I would love to see that person paint in person. You know, like see them paint live, because I think that's how I learn. Like if I see
Visually.
if I see you paint something a certain way, I can probably figure out how to redo it.
Yeah.
Just watching you paint from something to kind of finish, and like visually seeing every step, I can probably recreate. You know, not off the top of my head, but like skill wise, I can probably recreate it. You know, and I think that's how I learn. It takes me a while, but that's how I learn. I'm definitely not a reading learner. You know, I'm very visual.
Especially when it comes to art stuff.
Yeah.
I have to be visual too.
I have to be visual. You know.
Be like hands-on visual.
Yeah. But once you learn it, like applying it is so much fun because you don't know where you're gonna apply it, but you kind of want to experiment applying it in certain areas, and like I don't know.
I feel the same.
Yeah. So you've been painting 10 years now?
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
How old are you, by the way? If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to answer.
No, sorry.
Yeah, like
Yes.
I don't know, like 24, 25?
26.
26? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely seem younger than me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm 26.
I'm 30. I
Nice.
turned 30 this year.
How's it feel being in
In my
30?
30s?
Yeah.
It feels exactly the same as it's in my 20s. It's just honestly, I like when I hit 30, one of the biggest things that I tried to change, one because I don't think I was depressed, but I was a little aware of like, hey, you're 30 now. You're past your childish days technically, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you're way past more than a quarter of your life. You're not gonna live to be 100, you know? Odds are, you know, maybe 60. So you're halfway.
Dang.
You know? If that.
You giving yourself 60?
Yeah. Hey, I'm being conservative about it, I guess. But yeah, like that. When I hit 30, that's when I started to tell myself, like, hey, you got to stop negotiating with yourself. I think that's one of my biggest weaknesses. Like, I'll start negotiating with myself and telling myself, like, it's cool. Like, don't clean this up right now. Like, you can clean it up tomorrow when you come home.
And then you don't do it.
And then you don't do it, or you'll push it off even more. You'll negotiate some more that day. And like when I hit 30, I stopped doing that.
Good.
I consciously made an effort. Like, hey, dude, like, stop pushing shit off. Like, it's only gonna be worse. You know, like you pushing it off. There's no point to it. You're just gonna deal with it in a more stressful way, like a more stressful environment. And yes, that is upstairs.
Oh no, it's
Does that
fine.
sound?
It's the water, right?
Yeah, they have water.
Totally fine.
I don't think the mics pick it up. And if they do, it's like very low. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, but I grew up with Hugo and all them.
Oh, how cool! So
they did urban arts. Well, he did urban arts, and when
so you guys went to like the same school type of thing?
No, so urban arts was basically like this collective of like young artists, and basically they were trying to teach kids how to like make money off their artwork.
Oh, cool! So it's like a school program, or just
it was like an after
city
school like city type of program.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
And that's how I met Hugo through there. And yeah, and for Luis Grateful Artist, I met him. How the fuck did I meet him? I think at like I kind of don't remember, but when he was starting Art of the Harbor, that's when I kind of like knew, like, started to hang out with him more.
Oh, okay.
That was like 5 years ago or something like that. More than 5 years. It's fucking crazy to even think about. Think of me when I was little, like younger. So
He knew you?
yeah, like when I was younger, like in my 20s and shit, when I was like barely like figuring out my art,
Yeah.
what I wanted to do with it. So they seen like the beginning stages of like me
Wait,
being like
yeah.
an artist from when I was young till now. And, like,
Developing your style,
yeah, being the woman that I'm meant to be.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you're still trying to figure yourself out.
fuck
I know
yeah,
for
I am.
sure I'm still trying to figure myself out.
Oh yeah.
At least my art self. Like, I don't know.
No, I feel the
I
same.
think it's harder. I don't know. What do you think of niche artists? Like people who have like a set style and that's like what they create. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean,
Excuse me.
you're fine on the mic. What is that? I mean, what do I think of that? I mean, it's dope having like your style and everything.
Yeah.
But I feel like we still learn different styles, and like even though you have a niche, I feel like say if you have a character, your character develops throughout like the many stages of like your life and like changing certain things. I don't know. I didn't bring any of my mask pieces, but I feel like they developed like over time. And you can tell the difference with like my mask characters. Like it's always growing. Like I can still have like the same idea of like having that mask character, but I feel like throughout my life,
The character
it
changes.
grows into like something different.
And do you feel like it's gonna stop?
No, I
Okay,
feel like,
so
like that character means a lot to me.
Because
And
I
my
mean, some
butterflies.
people develop a character and they reach a certain level with that character, and that's the character they do. You know, and sometimes it gains popularity, and like that's what that artist does. Like that's that artist's character. It's like that, they're identified by that character, which is great. You know, I admire that, but like I always wonder, like, how do you push yourself as an artist when your demand's so high on a certain character? You know,
Damn, yeah.
like let's say for instance, perfect example, and not to talk shit on her or anything, Sad One.
Okay.
You know who she is, right?
Yeah, she does.
Okay,
those,
so she
dolls.
does those dolls, and she has a certain character, and whether you like it or not, like that character got her to the point where she's at now. You know, she's very popular. You know, she's got her brand, she's got her character, but like, has that character developed? Like, I haven't really seen it develop past a certain style. You know, and it's like how is she pushing herself
as
an artist? Not so much as a businesswoman, because I'm sure she's a great businesswoman. You know, I'm sure she's got, you know, a vast amount of work, you know, and but like the art aspect, like her skills
as an
artist, like are you pushing it? You know, does she need? I mean, she probably doesn't need to push it because she's getting more than enough work with that character. Like, I always wonder, like, how do they push themselves, or do they push themselves? Or
I mean,
maybe
it goes into what we were talking about, being comfortable, like not comfortable. How do I say it? Like, there's just different types of artists out there, and you can't really knock them for what they do. But like,
I definitely don't, and
yeah,
I respect them for
like,
the hustle.
I kind of get where you're coming from, like for sure. Because for me, like, we grow. I feel like we grow every day as an artist, and like, there's just different types of art, and I feel like the type of art that we do, like say like canvas work and stuff like that, where you put, like, I feel like when I do my canvases, I really push myself. Like, I don't really do fucking, like,
and you're doing a lot
of
concept stuff.
Like, like fabrication, but too, like, I don't really paint people. Like, I don't. This is like the first time I ever painted my niece. Like, and I'm fucking scared. Like, my sister, when she saw, she's like, "You need to work on her face." I'm like, "It's hard, girl." Like, the pictures that I have, these are undertones. Like, you can tell. And yeah, I don't know. It's
I always wonder, like, how would you? Because I'm sure they do. I'm sure they have to have been pushing themselves, right? I don't No, I've never met them. I would love to like ask them like, hey, how do you push yourself like as an artist? You know, like what do you strive to learn? Because you don't really need to learn at that point. Like you really don't. If you want, you can just keep creating the same level.
I think they just found their niche and they're comfortable.
That's what
with
I'm
it.
saying. Like, but are you really? Are you really like? Would you be comfortable just doing the same character if it's so? Obviously, the money is a big thing, but would you be comfortable?
No.
And that's where I'm
personally
like,
for me. No.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I wouldn't be comfortable. I don't think I should allow myself to be comfortable.
Like I feel like you can have that character, but like for me, I would want to do more with like other things. Like yeah, I have this value. Like I love this character. You know, like this is something valuable to me. This is how I started out being the artist. Like I remember when it wasn't even really developed and it turned into something beautiful and great. But I know there's way more that I need to learn as an artist. Like just to feel fulfilled. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, like feeling fulfilled.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're getting at. You can't knock her. Like we can't knock her for her hustle. Like
I
her
respect her hustle.
Yeah,
like she got to the point where she is like, think about it. Like her character is at a certain level, I guess, and she hustled that character to the point where it's at now, where it's iconic to people. You know.
You know what's funny? Like her character and Fafi. You know Fafi, right? She does paint. She's like one of the first FAFI.
Fafi. She does like these big cat ear eye.
Kind
like
of, yeah, but she does like girls figures.
Like yeah. She's old school, right?
Yeah, she's old school.
Yeah.
But like, I first started off with both of them. So Sam went, I was looking at her dolls, and then I was looking at Fafi's dolls, and I actually it had been like 5 years ago or something, like 3. I'm not too sure when, but when Powell was doing like Powell Long Beach, they interviewed her, I heard her interview, and it was like so empowering hearing like Fafi. She even signed like my book and everything. She drew one of her characters, and the one thing that stuck with me is hearing her story about like how her character is developed and like being broke many times and like shutting down and like being secluded to herself because she didn't know what she wanted to do. And then like she just never gave up on it, and like hearing that story is just very empowering. Like because sometimes you don't, and I'm pretty sure that's San's backstory too. Because when I heard that, I was like, I didn't really understand like the character basis and like where her character came from. But when she talked about it, I was like, damn, like it just is very. I was like, damn, it's very ambitious, like to keep going and like
not stop. Even though
you're broke or like you're getting all these no's or like your character ain't shit or like
all these criticisms.
Yeah, it's hard to have your own style and your own character, and I feel like for somebody to like ambitiously like continue with it and like grow with it, you know, that's fucking great. It's a beautiful thing. Not many people can do that shit.
Definitely.
Not many people can do that shit for sure, and that shit's fucking hard. Like
very few. And then maybe that's the thing. Like I didn't view it that way. Maybe the thing is like it stops being as much as a growth for that character or that art as more of a statement. Like I'm gonna get far in this with this creation.
Yeah, and
like this is my statement. Like you don't need to have these crazy fucking academic skills or whatever or fucking education. Like I'm gonna do it with this character that I developed in the fucking streets.
Yeah.
You know?
And that was like
it could be that statement. That could be their motivation. That could be the thing that pushes them. Like that what was I saying? That's that's what
like their niche or like
not their niche, like their
what they
want to better.
Oh,
like their like you know their goal. Like that's their goal. To make this character take this character as far as they can, you know, and the additional growing skill stuff like that's second, to the main goal, which is to make this character iconic or memorable or you know. That's crazy. I didn't think about it that way.
I only thought about that. Well, if I didn't, honestly, like that whole thing when I saw Fafi, it really like changed my perspective on a lot of things. And plus, like when I started out, like I would always look at Sans like characters and like draw graffiti type girls like that. Like if I wish I have papers of like all my old shit. I should have brought some, but Like, I started off like that, and then Fafi too, and I was just like, damn. And when I heard her, I was like, I get it now. Like, I get why they love doing these dolls and shit. So, like, it's very inspiring. Very different, like, way of art, but, like, super inspiring for sure.
Oh, yeah. And then the drive. The drive.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not giving up. But that, every artist relates to that. And, like, hearing that, I was like, damn, like, you just got to keep going what you're doing and not give up.
Yeah.
That's like the main message is like not letting anybody knock you down for what you do and being content with your own work. And that's the hardest thing.
Being confident.
Mm-hmm.
Being confident.
Confidence is everything.
Yeah. But the tough thing about it is, there's a lot of artists that aren't confident. Like, I'm not confident with my shit.
Really?
I'm really not. Like, I know it's at a certain level, but I'm not confident with it. Like, I see the mistakes. I see all the stuff that's wrong with it, and it's nowhere near where I want to take it, I guess.
I feel you because I feel the same way.
Like, I don't know. I guess there's like a self-criticism to it. I'm definitely criticize my shit a lot.
We're our worst critics, though. We're our worst critics. Like,
yeah, definitely.
We see your flaws, but we show somebody else like, oh my god, you fucking did that. I'm like, yeah, but I don't really like it. Like, bro, like, this shit's fucking dope. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. So, yeah, we're our own worst critics when it comes down to that. I don't think
you can be content. Like, I don't think there's a single artist, I may be wrong,
like, content with their work. Be
like, this is the dopest shit I've ever created. I don't think I'm ever going to create anything dope. Like, I don't think there's a single artist that can honestly tell themselves that.
I want to get to that level. Shit.
Like, I don't even know how I can ever get to that level. As I'm starting it, I'm always like, this shit's already fucking stupid,
Really?
Yeah, every time I'm always like, fuck.
Well, I feel about, the sketching part. Like, when you look at, like, fuck, that's not really much, but when you lay the paint down and you actually see it, like, all done, you're like, damn, like,
I need to work on this.
Well, no, all that, like, sometimes I do, like, one of the paintings I put in a show, like, somebody called my, like, house a castle, and I was like, it's not a fucking castle, it's a lighthouse, and I was like, fuck, I made it too short. And I'm like, damn, I should have added another butterfly wing to give it more dimension. Like, fuck, I should have done all these things, but, like, I didn't bring that painting today, but...
Imagine an artist not having it. It's weird, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't think I've ever created something and it's looked exactly how I've imagined it.
It always changes on me. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's always like, it doesn't. Okay.
I'm fine with that for right now.
I learned to tell myself, like, hey, leave it alone.
Don't
start another one. Like, I have a lot of paintings that are unfinished.
God, don't even, like, this one. I was looking at it. I was like, which one do I take today? I'm like, I need to fucking work on this one.
Yeah, I have so many unfinished. And the reason I do that is because, one, the oil, you kind of have to do that.
Yeah.
Or else you're just going to be watching paint dry. You need to work on something. But two, it's because, like, I get bored of mixing the same colors. Like, I had a black and gray David one, and I got so bored of just mixing black and gray, and
you just needed something different to do.
I like mixing colors, I get tired, and I'll be like, oh, I'll start another one. I'll start a study. I'll start this. I'll start that.
Something, and you're like, fuck, I need to get back to that one.
Yeah, like, that one's not finished. This one's not finished. The only finished one is the one with the snake. That's it. Yeah. So, like, they're not finished.
But when is it ever really finished?
Probably. I mean,
you always find shit to add to it.
If the canvas still has canvas showing, it's probably not. Because look, this thing still got canvas there, no paint there, just canvas. That one's got all canvas at the bottom. Like, it's not even. But, yeah.
I feel you on that for sure.
So you grew up in San Pedro?
Carson.
Sorry.
Carson. But it's all fucking close to each other. But that's why I love where I live. I live by the coast. It's fucking great. I grew up in Carson, but I was always in Wilmington. And yeah, I met a lot of my homies like are still doing their art, which is great. My friend Pedro, do you know Pedro Whisper? He goes by Whisper Art or
Whisper art.
I think it's Respect or Whisper, but they call him Whisper. Hey, what's up, Pedro?
Shout
But,
out.
Yeah, he's doing actually a mural at Harvard College, the school that I dropped out of.
Uh-huh.
And it's an Aztec one. It's
Oh,
November 4th
That's when it's like
when we're doing
finished?
it. Yeah,
Oh,
well,
when
we're
you're
starting it. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but
Oh, you're helping him out?
yeah, he told me like me and this other artist and him we're gonna basically like show the students how to like do murals and through
that's
this
pretty
one.
dope.
And that mural was actually there. I think they painted the original one in 1970,
Shit.
but they took it out. So now he's bringing it back and bringing it back to
Recreating?
life. Yeah,
Is he recreating it or he's revamping it? Like with
it's
his
not
style?
there anymore. I don't think it's there anymore. So
But he has an image of
yeah,
it?
he sketched it out and everything, and he's gonna put it back there at Harvard College.
That's pretty
And,
dope.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. But I've been knowing him from like Urban Arts crew and shit. Like we all grew up with each other.
Oh,
We've
that's
always
dope.
seen each other develop as an artist, and I think that's really
That must be
cool.
really cool to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy to even think about, like, wrap that around my head, like, them knowing me, like, the younger version of me, and then seeing all of us, like, do our work still and, you know, living our best artist lives.
Yeah.
It's great.
I always get like really happy when I see artists that like I saw stuff growing as artists. Like I was there when they were starting and then they developed and now they're like so far ahead. Anything new where I see like they're advanced, I'm always like so happy. Like, oh, that's tight. Like,
Growth. Yeah.
you know, I love it. Like, oh, like this person started a new shop. It's a better shop or whatever, you know? It's like, ah, that's dope. Like, hell yeah. You know, I'm always so happy. Like, I don't know why I'm so happy. Like, you know,
Well,
but
because it's
it
like-
always feels so cool to see somebody like somebody's fruit, labor. You know. Whatever we call
Yeah.
it.
I know
Labor of
exactly.
fruit,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know. You know.
I know.
What
I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean.
But
But
yeah.
no, exactly. I feel the same with my homie. But like, it took me a while to understand that concept because I feel like we struggle with like comparing yourself to other artists and like, why can't I be that great?
Yeah.
You know, whatever. But once you like comfortable like with your work and shit, you start realizing like, why are we all hating on? Not hating, but like, you know, comparing ourselves when we
yeah.
should be growing with each other and be like, yo, that fucking shit is dope. Like,
Yeah, encouraging each other.
yeah, I don't. It's been a beautiful, crazy experience this fucking year. Like, fucking 2019, huh?
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. I remember because it's words of encouragement, especially for an artist, can go so far.
Yeah.
Can go so far. I remember the reason I even started trying to sell my stuff, even pursuing my stuff, was because of my friend, the portrait over there in the back with the glasses. He was an amazing artist. Sadly, he passed away like a couple years ago.
Oh, wow.
But he was an amazing artist, and he would sell at this little place, this comic book place. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, he would sell at this place, and I remember going and seeing his stuff and like buying some of his stuff, and I was chatting with him or whatever, and I was telling him, oh yeah, I'm an artist. And he's like, oh yeah, you're an artist. And I was like, yeah, I do a lot of like graffiti stuff, blah blah. He's like, oh, that's cool. I've had friends that like do graffiti, and I was like, oh, maybe next time I could stop by, I'll bring my black book so you can see it. He's like, yeah. And then I showed him my stuff, and then I remember him telling me like, hey, so like, are you like making prints of this stuff? Like, are you selling this stuff? Or I
like,
was like,
what's the goal? Or, like,
yeah, and
what
I
are
was
you
like,
doing?
nah, man. Like, no one would want to buy my fucking prints of this shit. And he's like, dude, I've been doing this shit for years now, and I'm telling you, this stuff, make prints of this stuff. People buy it. And he had his little store or whatever, his little vending stock. But his skill level, I was always like, oh, like if someone at his level is telling me that this stuff my stuff would sell. Like maybe I should look into it, you know? And like those little words, like I got stickers, I got all kinds of stuff. I started with like little stickers, and
You started little,
I
yeah.
would make my own sticker prints and all that stuff. And from there, it's just it cascaded, you know. And I'm like here now because of those words of encouragement from an artist who's like who knew his shit, you know. But he wasn't afraid to like tell someone who obviously was just beginning, like, hey, like your stuff's good, like keep doing it, like don't get discouraged, you know. And that's like I need to pass that on to people. I need to do the same, like because you know the world of difference words of encouragement can do for someone, you know.
Exactly.
So yeah, definitely. We need to encourage each other.
Yeah, I don't understand why.
I think that's I mean, it's very competitive, especially if you're a tattoo artist.
Oh, well,
I think that's the biggest thing. Tattoo artists are like, not all, but a lot of them are very cutthroat. It's like, you know, you're taking my appointments, you're taking my customers, you're taking my designs, you know, and it's like like I know a lot of tattoo artists, and that's a big concern, you know. People
taking
other artists
or
stealing their stuff, you know. And I never thought about it like that. I never thought an artist would steal from another artist, you know. But
it's a shicey ass world, and like not even that, internet now.
Yeah.
And Instagram, and like not labeling your work, and people seeing that like, oh shit, I can take this. Like it's a thing. People steal shit. It's fucking sad. But
have you heard of this? I don't know who was telling me. It's definitely a podcast guest. He or she was telling me that some people sell their portfolios to people.
What do you mean, like
that are fucking trying to get into certain schools? Artists
sell
their portfolios.
The fuck?
So people get accepted to certain schools.
Oh no, I never heard of that.
Yep. And I was like, what the fuck?
I would not do that.
How would that artist who bought it even survive in that fucking world? You're saying you can produce this level of work, and you go in and you can't produce that level of work? Why would you even attempt it? You're gonna get found out real quick when you can't create that same level of work, you know? But
that's fucking
the artist who sells it too, you know? It's like, why would you sell your stuff to someone like that?
I never heard of that, but that's
I heard that happens a lot in art schools.
Fucking way.
It's crazy, huh? What were you studying
in school?
Yeah,
I wanted to be in animation.
Animation? Oh,
yeah, but I dropped out. Well, I was going to the art institute, so like
the official art institute.
Well, no, like fucking, you know those commercials, like
the art institute.
Yeah, but
wow.
Anybody can get, like, honestly, you know, like you write a paragraph and then you get in, right?
Yeah, but I'm talking about like the expenses. Like that's reasonably expensive.
Oh, I'm still in debt for dropping out.
Really?
Yeah, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's a big investment.
Yeah, but when you're 18 or like 19 and you don't know what the hell you're doing, you're like, I just want to, you know, I want to do this. You don't see like the downfall of like committing to these loans and shit.
It's a big one.
Yeah, that's why I feel like it's fucking crazy. I feel like they should tell you like, hey, you're making a big investment, but no, I don't give a fuck. They want your money. They just want you to sign that shit.
Sometimes I feel like I was lied to.
Huh?
Sometimes I feel like I was lied to.
Oh yeah.
With this whole college thing, I always feel like, yeah, I didn't have the paperwork to get into college, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad I had that roadblock because it prevented me from
making decisions like I did.
Yeah.
Like in
because when I got out of school, I wanted to be an automotive technician.
Oh shit!
My dad, you know, because my dad was an automotive technician, and I was like, oh cool. And I went to school. I went to community college for a couple of years. I took some classes, and one day I was just like, I can't do this shit. Like,
damn.
If this is what daily life is gonna be, I remember just stressing over this fucking thing, and I was just like, if this is what daily life is gonna be, I can't do this.
It's not life.
I'm just in school. This is not even for money. Now imagine if there was money, there was a deadline that was on top of this. Like I can't do this, and that's when I decided to change my career. You know, just drop out and just like
That's what I did.
pursue my art. You know, and even then when I did that, like I was pursuing my art half-assed. Not at the level I am now.
No,
Very half-assed.
but I feel like when you're in your early 20s and you like say drop out of school and you like you're figuring yourself out. Like,
yeah,
I was beating myself up for like the decisions I made, but I'm kind of glad it like led me to this path of like understanding that I needed that to happen.
Yeah,
like
to realize this.
Yeah,
to come to this conclusion yourself and not simply by advice.
Yeah,
advice can only get so far.
Yeah, like even though like I'm saying like debt wise and everything, like it sucks, but like I know I'll get out of it. Like this is what I want to do, and like I'm not gonna give up at it. Like this is something that I really want.
Shouldn't. And you shouldn't. You definitely should keep going, dog. I always tell people don't get discouraged. Even my wife's an artist, and
she paints too.
She paints. So that painting over there, the one that's with the girl, that's hers.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so she paints. She does like a lot of like okay, so she's probably gonna hate this. But
is it a sticker?
Yeah, so these stickers, this one and the ones with the little fruit with the characters, that's her stuff.
Oh nice.
She does like a lot of really cute shit, you know?
Oh, like this one?
Yeah, that's hers. It's her character. There's one with the watermelon, there's a little lemon, there's a carrot and a banana.
Did she do this one too, or?
Yeah, the girl with the brains. Yeah, the Cyclops girl.
That's so cool. And
yeah, so she has really dope art, you know, and like, but yeah, getting her to be a little more comfortable with her stuff. She's always very self-critical, you know.
Who isn't though?
Yeah, you know who really isn't. But she was like other artists where she didn't have anybody who did art. So when she pursued art, it was for her own interests, her own likes, you know.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't really put like the amount of work into it because no one did it with her. Like she didn't have friends who were artists.
That didn't understand the struggle and shit.
Yeah, that encouragement helps. You know,
it really does.
I don't think she really got back into drawing was until we started dating.
Aww.
But that's because
how long you guys been married for?
So we've been married 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. Our wedding date is actually pretty cool. It's December 24th.
Oh,
that's our anniversary.
Nice.
So it's Christmas Eve. Yeah.
Dang. So what made you pick Christmas?
Huh?
What made you pick Christmas to like
Christmas Eve? I don't know. We were just kind of like, let's have a date that's like not very conventional. Like don't wait till like what is it? Most people do like summer or like fall or something. Like let's do something where like if we wanted to celebrate, like it could literally just be us two. Like, you know?
Aww.
And yeah, we it was like close to the time and we're like, dude, let's just get married. Yeah.
Cute.
Let's just do it. Let's do it on the 24th. Let's do something small, you know, your family, my family, whatever. Tiny, you know? It was a tiny, like, little chapel or whatever. It was just literally like, what do you call it? Domestic? Domestic marriage? I don't know. It was just like the paperwork. It wasn't like a church marriage or anything.
It's very small.
Very, very small.
Which there's nothing wrong with that.
But now we're like thinking of like maybe going on a honeymoon.
Oh, okay.
Type of thing, or you know, renewing our vows type of thing. But like making it more of a celebration because honestly, when you have a wedding, it's for other people.
Pretty much, you're paying for the damn food. You're paying for
the party. You're paying for all the stuff. And we're like, if we're gonna do that, we're gonna do that like when we're a little more comfortable with finances, you know?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, we're not just gonna go arbitrarily throw this just to let people know we're getting married. You know,
it's a lot.
Yeah. We don't have to be traditional like our parents want us to. Because our parents were like, ¿Cómo que no vas a invitar a nadie? Or blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like, cause it's just gonna be us, like, get off our backs.
We'll do it one day. It's not right now.
Yeah, you know, and I don't know, maybe we can travel and celebrate it that way or something, or maybe a destination thing. Or, I don't know. I think.
Yeah, do it before you have kids, because
honestly, and I always get shit for this. Me and my wife decided not to have kids a long time ago.
That's fine.
You
I
know,
don't-
and like and every time we like people tell us, oh, when are the kids coming? And I was telling them, nah, no kids. You know, it's like always this whole explanation. But yeah, no, we decided like I told her like really early on in the relationship, like, hey, I don't want kids. Like I really don't want kids. I don't think it's ever gonna change.
Dang.
And if like kids are like a thing that you see yourself, like
then I'm not the
we,
one.
we should really talk about it. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna change. And you know, luckily, like she's like on the same page. She's like motherhood's like the scariest thing, and like I was just like she's like I was gonna talk to you about that too. Like,
Dang.
so
That's
I got
crazy.
lucky. I got
Like,
lucky
I got
because that's not always. And I tell her all the time, like, hey, like these are my thoughts now. Obviously, your thoughts and my thoughts can change as we're older. You know.
Yeah.
But in the foreseeable future, as my conscience is now, I don't see me having kids.
Nothing wrong
Obviously,
with
if
that.
something accidentally happens, we're not gonna fucking
Yeah.
take the kid or anything, you know. But
Yeah.
like if I can consciously try to prevent having kids, I'm going to. You know.
Dang.
But yeah, how about yourself? You want kids? Maybe.
I mean, I don't have a partner or anything right now. Like,
Okay.
and two, like,
But in general,
maybe.
okay.
I,
But you-
I don't
it's
want to
not-
plan shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Yeah.
more of the type. Well, right now in my life, like, my niece, she's enough for me right now, like kid wise. Because, well, my sister actually is going on maternity leave. Actually, this week, so I'm not babysitting now. Because I would
okay.
babysit besides doing my work, my artwork and stuff.
Oh, dope. Okay, to get a little extra cash and help out your sister.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's
So
dope. Yeah.
now I'm not doing that for the time being. And just kid wise, if I find like a great partner and like I really feel like this is the thing that I want to do, then yeah. But like when I picture my life, like it's art for right now. And there's nothing wrong with being selfish, saying like, you know, I want to do my art, whatever, like travel with that. You know, I want to travel. I want to paint murals. I want to do that. And with the kid, like it'd be kind of hard, like having having
Especially
a partner
if you
to
don't have
understand. Yeah, having a partner understand, like, well, my wife is an artist, or like, you know, I had to really like let her do this or whatever. Like,
would you have that discussion early on in the relationship?
fuck yeah, yeah, no.
How about what do you think about this whole time constraint that women have to
have kids?
I mean, and it's biological. Like it's a biological thing. Like, do you feel like this extra pressure, or is like that's complete? I always wondered that because I mean, I technically don't have a time constraint. I mean, I do, but
yeah, it's
you know,
more on
guys
the women.
really don't, and it's on women. It sucks
Because
they
there's
have that
guys that
responsibility.
have babies at 50, like,
Yeah,
you know,
no,
with
I mean
younger
70.
women. Yeah,
70. You know, as long as your mate's like fertile or whatever. But just having that weight of like, hey, you need to get your life together by a certain age, or else a portion of a possible life might not be there. You know,
like it's crazy. So my mindset's a little different now since my last relationship, which was like last year. Like I thought I wanted to have kids, get married, whatever, and I felt pressure because he was older than me too. So I was like, damn, like he was 10 years older than me.
Really?
Yeah.
I've dated someone 10 years older than me.
It's crazy. Like,
Well, yeah, that's a whole 10 years of experience.
Yeah, and like I felt like there's pressure, like him having kids and like wanting. Well, like his family was very like for that, and I was like, maybe it won't be so bad. But like now when I look back, I'm like, Miranda, you're fucking dumb. Like like me looking back at my old self, like where I was at like last year and like almost 3 years I was in that relationship. Like imagine I would have had a kid. Imagine all the shit that I was going through. Like ideally, like no, like I'm not gonna. Like I guess like second guess. Yeah, I did because like I was second guessing my art. I was second guessing a lot of things in my life, and I was just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna have a kid. I'm gonna get married, whatever." But now it's like a little different, where it's like, no, like I'm not gonna put myself in like that idea of a woman because like now I feel like in our generation and like generations to come, like women are really like putting themselves out there. There's more women artists. more women muralists, more athletes, like not living the standard of like, yeah, kudos to like kudos to all the strong women out there that hold it down, like motherhood.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with
Yeah,
that.
like it's a beautiful fucking thing because I was even in the room with my sister and had my niece.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to like,
but that's a decision they made, not because of a structure. Or
yeah,
like,
no, they wanted to be a mother. Like, but for me right now, like I don't see myself right now.
Yeah,
I don't have a partner to be like, man, this is the.
And you're not actively searching for a partner together.
No, because I feel like if I actively search, like I feel like things happen for a reason. You meet people in your life for a reason, and it's a struggle, you know, being an artist, being alone. Like you spend a lot of your fucking hours alone, and sometimes you think, man, it would be great to like have a partner, but at the same time, like, damn, I won't have enough time for a partner. Like it's a fucked up idea, but it's true. Like
No, it is.
when you're investing in what you want to do and your dreams, and I just feel like I'm not there yet. I'm still fucking young. And I have enough time to figure shit out. And if the right guy comes, by all means, like I'm not gonna push that away. But for right now, like I'm not gonna search for that.
Yeah,
that's not my main like thing to do. You know?
Yeah, and I think that's like the right way to go about it.
It took me a while though to.
No, but
get
I
there.
think some people. I think women have an unnecessary stress when it comes to family, like having to like it's this, and especially I'm sure you're Latina, right? Like
but
you're Hispanic, right?
I didn't grow up like the funny thing is you're gonna laugh. I didn't grow up in like a Mexican household, so I grew up with my grandma. She's full Native American, and my grandpa, my step grandpa, he's Chinese. So I grew up very Americanized. I didn't grow up with Spanish around me, and I came to a certain age where, like, when I was doing my art, that's why there's so much Mexican influence. Like in my work, because I didn't have that connection when I was younger. Like I feel like now that I'm old enough,
you can explore it.
I can explore it on my own. I can learn about it through my art and like, you know, just really connect on a deeper level that I never had when I was growing up. And like my friends too, man, like they helped me be a part of like that culture of like their mom being my mom or like their tia being my tia. Like they were all there. Like I went to those big ass Mexican parties and everything. And like even through my exes, like, you know, I had that like culture there always by me. Even Wilmington, like going to Wilmington, it's like little like TJ for me. Like such great culture lives within Wilmington, and like I love being surrounded by that. So yeah, I don't know, like, but I see that side of it, like being a Latina woman, like how
motherhood's like a big
thing, or like living for your husband, or like fucking being the housewife of like cooking all the time, like, oh, you don't know how to cook, no, you need to know how to cook and all this. Like
it's funny you mentioned that, because that was one of the things with my mom and my wife, where my mom lives with us, you know, so my mom lives with us, and one of the biggest things was like, hey, why doesn't she cook for you? And I was like,
did she really say that?
Yeah. And I was like, what do you mean? And then she's like, yeah, like you come home tired and she's been here all day, blah, blah, blah. Why doesn't she make you food? And I was like, Mom, because I'm a grown ass man. Like, I don't demand for her to have food ready for me. Like, you know? And she's like, no, that's not right. She's like, blah, blah. And I was like, what do you mean that's not right? Like, she doesn't come home and be like, feed me, or like, where's money so I can, you know, like, this is a partnership, and this partnership is not, she's my slave, and
like she needs to do the laundry, she needs to do all
she has
this.
to do the dishes, she has to cook. Like, what is that? Like, if you cook, you dirty dishes, you fucking clean them. Like, I don't demand for her like to do any of that, because it's not. I told her this, it might have worked for you and my dad and my parents, and obviously that kind of sounds insulting, but I wanted,
it was like different back in the days though.
I wanted to drill the point, like, that's not our morals. Like, I don't feel right forcing my wife to cook for me when I have fucking hands to be able to cook for myself. You
Yeah.
know? I was like, and I understand that you felt the need to have to do that for me when I was younger, but that's because you're my mom. Like, there's a difference. She's not my mom. She's my wife. She's, my partner. She's, we're here to better ourselves, not for someone to put their life on pause for me, to take care of me. Like, it just doesn't sound right. And it was like this whole argument to try to get that point across, and she finally got it. Like, but it was one of those struggles to like have to
explain,
to kind of have to not even so much explain, just get her to stop judging.
asking.
Yeah, stop judging. So I was like, don't judge. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, no. And that's how I felt in my last relationship. Because backing up, like, I moved. So this is when my biggest fear was moving away from home. And I was the first time my sisters to do that. I moved up north to Lathrop to do this crazy RV thing. And culture shock as fuck because it was like a little town with like cows and everything. But nothing there, nothing. It's like before going to the Bay.
Yeah, so it's like
going towards Sacramento. Like,
yeah.
if you're going towards there, like those little towns that you see in between, that's where I was living at. And but since I wasn't working, I felt like I was expected to like clean the house because I'm not working, do the laundry, cook for the household, and live like that. Because I wanted to just do my art, but I was so fucking sad. Like, this is the saddest point in my life where I was just like, I can't, like, I'm trying, but there's something missing. And I felt like it's not fair to put like housewife on somebody like that. You know what I mean? It just makes you feel like even more like, am I gonna live like this for the rest of my life? Like, have a partner expect that and then him play like Call of Duty while I'm fucking 50? I'm like, no.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, no.
That's ridiculous. And people who think that's right are already like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, that's already a big red flag for people.
Well, I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a big red flag for me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And definitely in Hispanic culture, there's this whole machista view on things. So it's like, oh yeah, you're less of a man if your wife doesn't do this. And it's like, why?
Yeah, why is it come to that?
Why is my manhood dependent on my superiority over my wife? Where it's like, it should be
it's
exactly
now.
even. It
yeah.
should be exactly even. Like, I should help her, she should help me, but
willingly, not forcefully.
Not forcefully.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be a thing of like a duty. It's like you feel like a duty to have to do this. And luckily my wife didn't. She grew up with a Mexican household, but she's half white.
Okay.
So, but she grew up in like a Mexican, because her mom's Mexican.
Okay.
So the household was a Mexican household, for the most part. But she didn't have that whole, hey, I need to do this for you, And her mom would tell us stuff. She would be like, oh, she doesn't really cook. And I was like,
she doesn't really.
And I was like, okay, like that's the weirdest shit you could tell me.
Like, no, she doesn't cook. Like,
yeah, and I was like, what are you talking? Like when she told me that, I was like, I remember looking at her mom like,
okay, like that even matters. I
was like, how weird, But she's Mexican, She's very. I think that's
traditional.
That's her traditional way of viewing things, And
it's crazy to even think.
No,
about.
yeah,
but I don't want to live like that. Like, I mean, how you said it's like a partnership. Like, I want.
It has to be a partnership, or else.
Equal.
I heard something today that fucking resonated with me. It was, like I said, I listened to a lot of podcasts, and it was just like a conversation. And I remember he's like some psychologist or whatever, and the way he described this thing, like, it really made a lot of sense. He was saying that if you have a relationships should never be a stressful environment.
Yeah.
But he's like, if you have a relationship, the time you spend with them is meditative.
Yeah.
It's meditative. Like, it's not, you don't meditate when you're with them, but like just spending time with them it's already meditative. Like people meditate, but like having an honest relationship with your significant other, that's the meditation. And when I thought about it, I was like, oh shit, like, you know, I do feel so much more relaxed when I'm laying in bed next to my wife, talking about whatever happened in the day, funny shit, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But that is meditative because I feel like I'm so relaxed to the point where I can just knock the fuck out at that point. Not because it's boring, the conversation's not boring at all, you know, but it's like my body's so relaxed. And when he said that, I was like, oh, that is true.
Like I can
You need to find someone where anything you're doing with them is meditative. Like it's a meditative state. And if it's not,
then
it's
why
not
are
a
you?
proper relationship.
Yeah.
You're not like leave it already, you know. And like when he explained that, I was like, oh, that is such a great way to analyze a relationship, you know, and like see whether the relationship is
A fucking relationship. Like
yeah,
a healthy
it's
relationship.
It's healthy for you and for the individual. You can have a meditative thing, but they may not. You know, it's got to go both ways. But I thought that was a great way to the way he explained
It's true
it.
though.
You know,
I was negative Nancy last year. It's
Yeah.
fucking crazy to see how like
in 1 year, how much you've
Grown,
accomplished,
yeah.
grown, and like
because it wasn't a healthy like I don't ever like knock my exes or whatever. It's a learning experience and like it happened for a reason and I'm not bitter about it anymore. Like of course like you're left with thinking like why it happened, but like more like instead of jumping into something, I feel like taking the time to really understand where you're at in your life and reflect on like the actions that you may have done, like that really helped me. Like not jumping into shit because I would, you know how people we're just naturally like that. We like being nurtured. We like having that person, you know. But like we jump into shit and then we wonder why it didn't work. And then like
because you seek for stuff, you seek it, and like you're like, hey,
yeah,
I need this, and you can give me this, but you're kind of blind to some signs.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
You're like, you develop this. What do you call it? This alternate reality with this person, and you know that reality is not like reality. It's like what you assume is good, what you assume is happening, and you give people the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes they're like, oh, they didn't mean this, or blah blah.
Wow, yeah,
It's crazy.
it is freaking crazy.
I remember thinking. I remember like when one of my exes left me, and like I said, I don't like you said earlier. I don't knock my exes.
I used to when I was negative. I'm like, man, it's like
no, I don't knock them. You know,
it's not
but
knocking
it
them, it's
definitely it took me a while to reflect on it, and like not till recently I reflected on it, and I was like, I'm surprised they stayed with me that long. I wasn't a bad person, but I didn't.
We meet sometimes. Sometimes we meet good people in our life, right? And
You don't appreciate them.
yeah, like at the time, like you're good and everything to me, but like I don't know how to like appreciate a person like you because I'm still figuring out the shit that I've been through, like, and you don't really understand it till you lose that good thing, and you're like, okay, now I understand why it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a reason why we meet people, and I
Yeah.
truly fucking believe that. Like even in art and whatever, like the connections you make, it's because you're meant to meet those people at that time. Like I don't know, I take that shit very seriously because that is a thing. The universe, the energy that you put out there.
Yeah, I remember, like I told you earlier, I took those mushrooms, and I always talk about this because I like that was the changing point in my view of a lot of things, you know. And these mushrooms like they put a fucking mirror to my face, and they showed me the piece of shit that I was, you know. And I remember thinking like, hey, you know, you think you're a better person than you really are. You know, you think you keep everybody in mind, but you don't. Like, you're very self-absorbed.
Yeah.
Know? And a lot of it has to do because I'm pursuing my art, I'm pursuing these things, but at the same time, you're not making an effort to make a relationship with the people who love you already. You know? And I remember thinking like, hey, like, that's kind of fucked up. Like you don't reach out to anybody and they're been nothing but good to you. You know? It's cool to have your career, but you also gotta make some time for others. And after that I remember thinking like, also, you talk a lot of shit thinking it's a joke, but it could not be a joke for someone. You can really hurt someone's feelings. And they might laugh with you because they don't want to feel that. But then they're gonna go home and be like, oh man, and that person really made me feel bad with that joke. But you don't know because you're so fucking absorbed in what you're doing and like you're not thinking of others. And I remember like, oh, you gotta start thinking of others. Like everything you do, it's not because you're the most important person in the world, but everything you do is gonna affect everyone around you. You know, whether it's in a slight comment or something, you're gonna affect people. And if that's gonna happen, you gotta make sure it's positive. As much as you can, you gotta make sure it's positive. You know, and that's like obviously I had that view, but I never wanted to cement that with others. You know, like make sure it's a conscious effort to let people know, like, hey, you know, you're not. I don't know how to explain it sometimes. You know, like I just want to express to people how important they are.
Yeah.
You know, and not just the people that I know, but like everybody. Well, the thing on my fucking bio for my Instagram, like 2 words, you matter. You know, and I try to remind everybody, like, hey, you matter. Like, whatever the fuck you're going through, whatever's going on in your life, just remember, like, you matter. You know, because sometimes people need to be reminded. You know, because I don't know, we like to beat ourselves up. Or the world, exactly. Or the world, worse, the world if the world's beating you down. You know, or people telling you ain't shit. I remember hearing that a lot. You know?
I totally feel you on that.
So the podcast started out with like my voice normal, and now it sounds a little stuffy, huh?
A little bit.
Yeah, it's okay.
Is it allergies or?
I hope it's allergies. I don't want you to be in here and I'm like sick and shit.
No, it's fine. It is fine.
I just want shake your hand goodbye.
My hands get clammy.
Do you sweat from your hands or something?
I do. Yeah? They get clammy.
My sister's hands get clammy.
I always
and her feet.
I always warn people. I'm like,
my hands
certain times I'm like, yo, my hands are like super clammy right now, and I'm so sorry. It just happens.
Yeah, it happened like for my sister too. Like, it wasn't anything she could help. You know, I think she got a little nervous sometimes.
I get nervous.
She would get nervous, and like her hands would sweat with any little nerve, even if it's a tiny bit of nervousness. Like it was just her hands would get clammy.
Yeah.
You know.
But it was hot today too, man. Like
it was super hot today.
That's why.
I was driving and I was like, why am I burning inside my car? Like I'm toasty.
Yeah, no, yeah. I was wearing a freaking crew neck right now, thinking it was gonna get better, but I'm like, oh shit, nah. Like it's not that time of the season yet to be wearing a fucking crew neck.
It's so weird though, because in the mornings it's so cold.
No, I wake up and I put a blanket on, and then I wake up again. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even need this blanket.
Yeah. What the fuck?
It gets like that for a little bit. Watch though, it's gonna creep up and it's gonna get cold.
I'm
waiting for that. Me too. I'm waiting for that.
Like I've always been kind of like a big guy, so you know, I can only get so like cooled down. You know. Yeah. I can only take off so much clothes. You know, but when it's cold, I can put on all kinds of layers and get all comfy and shit.
Scarves,
yeah, all kinds
that.
of stuff. Big ass jackets, thermal pants inside the pants.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, don't you want? But when it's hot, like a hot tamale.
Tamale.
Yeah, like in the couch, like
Don't even want to paint or anything.
no. And then we used to have these leather couches. Have you ever sat in a hot leather couch or like
When I grew
accidentally
up,
fell asleep?
yeah, you get all sweaty.
You get up and it's like you feel your skin peeling off the leather. Oh man, I would hate that.
I
All
grew up with,
dehydrated.
yeah. I grew up with leather, like
Leather couches. So you know.
leather.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
leather.
Yeah, obviously. I don't
That
think
shit, like-
anybody got real leather.
Yeah, that shit fucking peeled and everything. It was all nasty. I was like, ugh.
Oh yeah, it starts to chip, and it's like, oh wait, this was a thin layer. Of
Yeah.
leather. Like the thinnest.
That's fine.
Yeah, but I don't fuck with leather couches anymore. It was so uncomfortable.
Especially when it's fucking hot.
Yeah, like right now, the back of my knees are sore.
Are they?
Yeah.
No,
I think
when I was driving.
I think because I bend my knees, you know, and then, like
Yeah.
I'm like this knee with my bent knees, and now they're all sweaty. It's gross.
No, like when I got out the car, because my seats are like leather, so my back was kind of like sweaty. It's like,
Oh.
God damn, bro, I had the AC, but I was wearing a crew neck, so I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have to change.
Yeah.
I have like backup clothes in my car. Well, they're all
Just in
working out
case.
clothes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking of doing that too. I was like, I should just keep clothes in there, so I just go right after work.
God,
But I
it's
hate
such
going-
a fucking mess in my car.
I hate going to work. I mean, going to the gym right after work.
Why? You want to take like a little? Like,
No,
breather,
everybody's
or-
there.
Oh,
I
yeah,
hate
yeah.
people looking at me.
Really?
I hate people looking at
Like working out?
me.
Like,
My chi-chi's bouncing and shit. I hate
oh
it.
my god.
I hate it. It's like, I don't know. I think I'm just I'm self-conscious about it. Like I don't like people like looking at me. Plus, honestly, one thing also, I don't know if you noticed, my glasses are pretty like really
Thick?
augmented. Yeah, and it's only one side.
It's
Have you
this
noticed?
one, right?
It's just like this side.
Yeah, yeah.
Look,
Wow,
So,
shit.
yeah, it's like a bottle cap on just the one side.
Fuck.
So it looks like I look like a pirate,
I'm being
right? Like I'm
a
like,
dick.
our just with this eye, because this eye is tiny. So I'm always like conscious about like, even like speaking with someone. Like I notice when people do this, when they're like, okay, I can't look at his eyes anymore, and they kind of like divert or look down in paint, and like, no, but
Small eye, like,
yeah, no,
like,
I
oh,
noticed
now
that
I
a lot.
see it.
So I think I'm a little self-conscious about people. I'm not. I think I do it because I like that. I don't like making eye contact sometimes with people.
I don't
So
either.
like this, like when I have my glasses, like I notice them kind of divert, and I'm
Mhm.
like, all right, cool. Like we can have a conversation a bit longer. But sometimes it's funny too.
I used to have that problem, like not looking at people.
It's
Like,
really
there's a
good
way
look
to like
people, yeah.
look at the dresser and like talk to you, but you can still kind of like if you're not really like looking at me, then you're not gonna notice. But if you're like looking at me, like why the fuck are you looking at the dresser behind me? Like,
Yeah, you kind of look through them a little bit. You look through people. You know?
but I'm a little bit more comfortable now. I think like mural work has helped me like talking to people because you always have somebody coming up to you, or
hey,
like
this is cool.
yeah, or like even just art like wise when you hang up your work at like a gallery or whatever, or like at an art show, you're always gonna get questions asked towards you, and you just like you gotta talk to them. You gotta be prepared for it. Even like doing podcasts like this, like you gotta be prepared. Like you gotta talk.
Yeah. No, yeah, you do. You definitely do. It kind of helps you grow. Get someone who came in here on the podcast was telling me like art made them not be as introverted.
Oh
you know,
yeah.
because it kind of forced them to talk. I believe it was Art House. Art House.
Okay.
Do you know Art House?
I don't think so.
I think his name's David. David.
I would have to see the odds.
But yeah, I forget his real name. But yeah, he was telling me, yeah, I'm introverted, and he's colorblind.
Oh shit.
So yeah, it was a great conversation to talk to him about like him being colorblind and how he goes about creating his art and
That's
all this stuff. It was
crazy.
really interesting, you know.
That's
And I was
fucking
like, oh,
crazy.
he's like, yeah, I'm red green colorblind.
Red green.
Yeah, and he was a
Fuck.
parachute in the army.
Damn.
I don't know exactly what the thing is called. I'm sure I'm butchering it. Sorry, man. But yeah, it was a really cool story, like his story and how he hosts a lot of stuff too. He curates a lot of stuff.
Damn, that's
Really
crazy.
cool guy. But I was so like tripping out on like the whole colorblind thing, and I was like, hey, like, and he's like, well, one of the things is like everybody tests me after they find out. Can you see this color? You know, and I was like, oh, I'm sure that could get annoying. You know,
I'm pretty sure he's used to it though, but yeah, that could be fucking annoying. It's like when people are like, "Oh, you do art, draw me," or like, "Could you draw this for me?" or like, "Could you do this for me?"
Weird.
I'm like, no, I don't fucking want to.
You know what
do
I'm starting to
it.
find? I think it's because I'm getting older. When I don't know if I'm finding it annoying, but I'm finding it less charming when they're like, "Oh, so you can paint me naked," and it's like, "What?"
I get
Like
that
and
all
they're,
the
and
time.
they're like the whole Titanic. I'm sure girls get it a lot more than guys.
Well, like when I
They're like, "Oh, you can paint me naked or whatever." But I'm always like, okay, that's a funny joke. Back in like 1990 or something.
No,
like,
yeah.
You know, it's like, come on. Yeah, but I always find it like, oh, that's just a funny joke that people could probably tell an artist, you know? But I'm sure the artist hearing it so long, it's like, nah, I wouldn't do it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's actually pretty cringy for you to even ask.
I would get that a lot, and like talking to people, like guys, or like not dating. I mean, talking to guys. Like,
it's usually just talking to guys.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, you can paint me like one of your like French guys or like dudes. I'm like, no.
Like the Titanic scene. Always the Titanic scene. With people.
Like, I'm not doing that shit. But yeah, I like the setup here. It's pretty fucking.
Thank you. I keep getting
for like the garage.
right? I keep getting mixed reviews on the whole camera thing.
Why?
I think some people, not a lot of people, but some people want additional cameras facing the artist.
Oh, because they can't see us.
Because they can't see us. But at the same time, I really
but
like
what
that
if I went
aspect.
like this? Like,
oh yeah, they can. If you look up, they can see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you put your face past the stand, they can
like
see
right
you.
here.
Yeah, but you know, it's like I'm always like I like the concept of the focus being on the art and the conversation. And
yeah,
a lot of artists are very camera shy, including myself. And I feel like people won't be as interested or as loose with their conversation if they're focused on the way they're looking in the camera.
I mean, I'm in my workout shirt, a dirty ass fucking hat.
And I'm sure it's not every artist, you know, but for sure.
This is how I dress most of the time.
You know?
Comfortability.
So I'm debating about it. I think what I want to do is get little cameras, like little cube cameras.
Yeah.
And leave them here. And then if the artist wants to talk to people or like whatever, they can pick up the camera and they can like hold it here.
Mm-hmm.
Or they can point it down and move the camera around, and like they get to decide where the eye is looking and not like a fixed camera, you know?
Yeah.
So like kind of maybe like little GoPros. And if they click it, and I would just insert, you know, insert it into the video wherever they decided to record, you know, and then like if they want to take a zoom in video of this or talk to the camera or whatever, you know, like we having that option, but not make it like a standard thing.
So you say you done like 30 artists on your show, or like?
Yeah, I think you're gonna be episode 34, 35, somewhere around there.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a lot. I got more artists scheduled for November. Like I got probably like 5 artists scheduled for November, but I'm trying to get more. Like the more artists I have scheduled, the less likely I'll have a week where I don't have an artist.
Yeah.
Because some of the delays are because of the artist, you know?
Me.
No, you know what it is? I give artists the option to look over the episode before I release it. And if they have any timestamps where they want edited out, I edit it out.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes you're so into the conversation, you don't realize there's certain information you don't want to say or you can't really say because you're under contract or whatever. You know, so I like giving people that option. I don't want people to get in trouble, you know, work or whatever because of something they said here.
Yeah.
You know, that would be the worst thing that can happen. You know.
Have you ever had that?
I've had people say stuff they weren't allowed to. But I edited it because I gave people that option.
Damn.
But I don't, you know. So yeah, 30 artists in counting. I started. So I have 3 segments for like little branches of the podcast. One that I started last month is called Primo Movies. So that's where me and my cousin sit down and we watch a movie that we've watched before that we like, and we sit and draw scenes from the movie as the movie's playing,
nice.
and we're talking about it. So like the first episode was Matrix, so we watched the Matrix.
You know what? I barely watched it like about like 2 years ago, but it's an interesting concept for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
So we were doing that. We were trying to draw like scenes each, and then we after the episode we were like, you know what? It's gonna take too long because we didn't really end up drawing anything. We were just talking about the movie. We were like, you know what we should do? We should prep a drawing before, and then when we come in here and watch the movie,
you can explain what
we
draw.
take 10 minutes each on the same drawing. So I started. I do 10 minutes on the drawing. I pass it to him. He does another 10 minutes or 20 or whatever, and we pass it back and forth. And by the time we're done, we have a cool artwork. You know.
Yeah.
By the time the movie's done. But we were thinking of doing a movie poster, kind of like Indiana Jones, Star Wars. It's like a collage of different things from the movie.
Yeah.
So we were thinking of doing that. So
That'd
that's
be
one
dope.
segment, Primo Movies. And then the other segment is going to be called Paint Road Trips. That's where I have this podcast mobile.
Oh,
And I
shit.
take it to artists in other states, in other places, because I have artist friends from other places, but they're not local-ish, so they won't be able to come down. And I don't want to do Skype.
Yeah. It's not the
I
same.
think this is more personable. Skype is like you literally have to wait, and sometimes internet, whatever. So I want to do the whole paint road trips, take it to people.
That's dope.
So that's another segment. And then the last one is just like clips. So I just started that one, and that one's called Microdose. And that one, I take 10-minute clips from past podcasts, and I release those as just 10-minute clips. So like little cool conversations that I liked from the podcast. And it's like a little preview or sample for people. And then I just give them the link to the full episode. Kind of get people interested in it, Some people don't. I mean, these podcasts go really long sometimes. Like right now we've probably done 2 hours, right?
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah. Do you wanna end it there?
I want to explain like maybe.
You brought some artwork?
I did.
Oh, let's put it up.
I only painted like a fucking cactus heart. It's all the undertones though, whatever.
Yeah. Layers.
Which one should I
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
When have we come?
11:17.
Well, you
Which
got
one
here.
should I
You got
do?
here like at what? Like close to 8.
8 o'clock, like 8:20.
Yeah. And then it took us like an hour to set up.
Yeah. I need to figure out how to like not make these warp, but
Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay.
you know what I mean. But this is like one of my babies right here.
Actually, still.
It's my favorite piece.
Oh, no. Put it this way so the camera can see it. Yeah. Hell yeah, acrylic.
Yeah, all acrylic. So it says, "Help me through my pain. Help
This is the
me."
one you were telling me about.
Yeah, help me through this dark night. It was based off a book that I read actually. When
What's
I
the book?
fuck. I get that ass
Oh,
all the
okay.
time. Fuck it's I'll
No worries.
message it to you, but
Yeah, I'll put it like in the
fuck.
description.
But basically, what the book was about is like accepting, everybody goes through heartbreak. Everybody goes through like. It was basically not defining like us having depression. It's just understanding like we need to accept these emotions and accept this like dark night. And it had a metaphor about like the moon. So basically, there's a dark moon and there's a light moon, and that's like exactly how life is in love. Like you have these dark moments and you have these like light moments, And this painting basically just represents like kind of like me being entangled in that and kind of accepting like, you know, I painted this right when I got dumped and I was like crying. I was like, I gotta paint something. It took me 6 months, like about like 6 months. Yeah, like 6 months. And yeah, so basically it's my world being engulfed in flames, feeling like I lost something so precious to me, so close. Like I lost a lover, I lost a friend, I lost my house, I lost everything. And I'm like watching my like world be destroyed, and I had to be okay with it and understand like, you know, everything's gonna be fine. And that's why these like the monarchs are there to represent like, you know, it's gonna be okay. There's this new transition coming into your life. There's this new beginning that you don't know how it's gonna unravel yet, but you had to be okay with it. And in the book, it explains like being in this vessel, this dark vessel. You don't know where the fuck you're at. Like, you don't know what you're doing in this vessel, but you have to be fine with like your tuition, like understanding like everything's going to be okay. I just need to trust this like part in my life. Like, I just need to go with it. Even not knowing where I'm going. Like, I need to be okay with it.
So
And
kind of trusting yourself.
yeah, trusting yourself and letting go and like being like, okay, wherever the fuck I'm meant to be, like I know that this is where it's gonna take me. Like I just need to trust this. So yeah, that's what the butterflies represent. Is like, you know, I'm gonna be okay. Like even though I'm crying, even though I'm going through this hard time, like this chapter is gonna be over. These flames are gonna be put down, and I'm just gonna leave my heart here. And that's why there's like a little heart like right there.
Oh, okay,
like,
okay.
That's me leaving my heart there and just like, you know what, this is the end of a chapter that I just need to like understand and let go.
That's dope.
This is my this was like my second self-portrait.
That's crazy. It looks really cool. You went really detailed. I like the content. You know, it looks like you did a lot. Like it has a big meaning and like to you, and you know, a lot of symbolism. You know, with monarchs. And the moons.
Because
you did a great job.
Thank you. It was like an old version of myself too, because I had a unibrow at one time.
Okay.
I grew up my eyebrows, I grew up my hair, but then when as girls like, oh my god, I got dumb, I cut my hair. Like I just cut it and everything. Yeah. But this was me leaving my old self in this painting and moving on. So yeah, it took
so
this.
That's your old you.
Yeah, the old version of me. And just like letting it go.
That's cool. That's really dope. Why don't you frame it?
I don't know. That's a good question.
That'll
fix this, right? Yeah, I need to frame it. I want to find like a good one or like make one. Like, I want to learn how to like wood burn like type of thing and like build like a frame. Yeah. It's more personal, you know, and like
it definitely is.
Takes more time though,
it's
but
cheaper for you too.
yeah, frames are fucking expensive.
That's why I haven't framed my shit either.
Yeah, or go to thrift store or like those
You know what?
Open market. I don't know.
I think it'll fit in here.
Damn, son, look at that.
You think it'll fit in there?
Let me see. Oh shit.
It's yours.
Really?
Okay. Just take off the painting in the back. It's got stuff in the back, but take it. It's yours. Nice. That'll look dope.
Dang, it's like legit like museum style.
Yeah, take it.
Okay, sweet.
I got that shit for $5.
Did you get it at a thrift store?
Yard sale.
But
look at that frame. That shit looks tight. I was like, I can't leave this shit. Even the painting looks pretty cool. I think it's a replica though.
Oh yeah. And you never know though, because some people be taking this shit to the whatever they call that.
Yeah.
PBS. Like yeah, like the what do they call it? My dad.
Antique Roadshow.
Yeah, my dad fucking watches that all the time.
Yeah. No, but I think it is a replica.
Imagine it wasn't.
Yeah. We'll keep it if it wasn't. But yeah, that's yours.
Thank you.
No problem. I buy frames and sometimes I don't have paintings to fit them in, but like there's such great deals. I'm like, I can't leave this shit here, you know?
I'll show one more. This one's actually framed. I don't know how it's gonna look in there with the glare.
Oh, dope. Ooh, and what's the representation on this?
So
you got a note.
That was actually words from my ex in an old anniversary.
You want to grab that candle real quick?
Yeah.
I think that'll just make sure it don't slide forward. Okay, let's go there.
Okay. So the words are basically from one of my old anniversary letters that I keep shit sometimes. You know.
Who doesn't?
I still have shit that I haven't dared to look at, but it's like in a box. But one of the things was a card. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking, put the words on there. Oh, it's only like a snippet of what he wrote, but basically it's like it being on fire symbolizes like it was lies. Like it didn't really mean nothing. Like it was easily said than like, done.
Yeah.
So that's what it reflects. But the pair of Cortezes, actually, it was from my ex too. Okay, let me back up. So I actually took a picture of these shoes at a park, but it reminded me of the first pair of Cortezes I got from my ex. So yeah, now they're paint shoes. They're all fucking tore up. They're all I'm like, fuck this. No.
Nah, these are painting shoes now.
Yeah,
I love my painting shoes though, to be honest.
Yeah, they're so comfy. Cortezes, like, dude, they're like little pillows. But yeah, I made them my fucking paint shoes.
Gangster as fuck too.
Yeah. But they're not even that color though. They're black and white. Okay. But the representation of this painting is basically referring to like the first pair of Cortezes I got from my ex. And that's why the letter's there. And the cigarette representing like a love that I was addicted to, but it was slowly killing me. And I didn't realize like the unhappiness that was like with it. That's the cigarette. And then the rose I always put, like, it reminds me of my mom, it reminds me of hard times in my life, but like it's always there. Like the beauty's always there, but like it's still like trying to thrive. Like,
okay.
I love that was trying to thrive and it was like just slowly dying. Yeah. And the butterfly always represents comfort. Yeah.
What about that pato?
Well, my dad, my dad cooks with it and everything. And like, yeah, so we have like a bunch of fucking little cans in the fucking for like rice and shit. But
so that like represents your like, I guess your upbringing? Because the flower represents your mom, right?
Yeah, I even have a rose tatted on my ankle. And then like I just feel like it holds like a huge significance, like that flower with like entangled with love, death.
What's this up here?
Oh, it's like a little matchbook.
Oh yes, okay.
Yeah, that like lit up. Yep. See the little match like right there?
Yeah. What does that represent? Is that just like what
I lit that? Yeah. And the cigarette, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it was based off a picture, and I just fabricated like the flower, the letter.
Yeah, I like that you take the extra steps to create a concept behind the things, and it's very symbolic into you, and it's not just something that, oh, this will look cool together,
Yeah, no, I make sure like every painting that I do, that's why it's like I'm so close to each painting, because it really reflects a part of my life. And I used to be so bashful about shit. Like, I'll show my last painting that I have here. I did about my mom. And I never talked about my mom or her life until that painting. And I just feel like being more open with my work, and like it really truly shows that my heart, like it reflects my heart every time when somebody sees that painting, they'll see a little piece of my life. Like, yeah, and I tend to keep doing that with my murals or whatever. Like, I want people to see a piece of me, a little snippet of me, and know that's me. Like,
I can relate. I think that's the way to go about it. I think if anyone's gonna do anything with this stuff, even if you don't get anywhere with your art, like, that's you. Like, that's you.
But I think the crazy thing is, like, when you do shit like this, right, where you like really paint from your heart, people really fuck with that. It's a little intimidating because you're not creating something that massively everybody wants, right? People don't really, like, you have to build up to be comfortable to paint like what you want. And when you finally do, people see that. And like, the beautiful thing about it is that people will always relate to your work. And when you're like doing something that's so like cliche, like, I feel like that's where it gets lost. And I feel like if you just keep up with it, like keep up with like your painting of like painting like from your heart, you're gonna get to where you want to be. It's just a little bit of an extra strive that you have to do compared to like painting relevant shit that people like just to get a fucking heart or like a tap. Like it's a little bit harder. Yeah, it's a little bit harder, but it's all worth it at the end when you're like, damn, like I'm so glad I took this route because I'm not selling myself short of what I wanted to do as an artist.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. Like I tell people like the reason I keep going is because, you know, I'll go to conventions or I'll go to events where I don't sell shit. Like my stuff's too big, it's too expensive, or it's just not something that catches people's eyes, you know? And the only reason I keep going is because I strongly believe that the right people haven't seen it, you know? And if someone's not willing to pay the amount that I believe it's worth, then it's not the right person. Because the right person will see it and it won't matter how much that costs. It won't matter. Because they want it in their life, because it resonates with them. And those are the people I'm searching for. Those are the people I'm going to be okay with owning my artwork. At least the big stuff. You know, where I'm like, okay, like they appreciate it enough to be like, this needs to be in my life. And like, just because, you know, thousands of people have seen it and they don't resonate with it, it's cool. It doesn't mean like the world hasn't seen it. There's thousands and millions of people that haven't seen it.
And the crazy thing is like,
you kind of have to tell yourself that.
Yeah, you can't be discouraged. And it takes a while to get that backbone to be like,
a lot.
Because I barely, the 10 years I've been fucking painting, the last 2 years have been fucking great because I did it for myself. I did not have anybody, like I did have people tell me, oh, you should get a job, you should do this, you should do that. And I did listen to it because it's very easy to like fall into that. We're like, damn, they're kind of fucking right. Because it's sure. It's not going anywhere for me. And like, I'm fucking broke. Like half the time I'm fucking broke still, but I'm doing what I love. It's just the patience and waiting to see your fruit, like how being fruitful, like seeing that grow. Yeah. I fucking don't know the phrase of saying it, but you know what I mean? Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like watching
the fruits of your labor.
Yeah.
The fruits of your labor. That's what it was.
And it's like always the ones that are silent that work continuously, like through shit. Like it takes time to be where you want to be, but like it doesn't mean to give up like when you fail. I feel like you grow from every failure, you grow from every like loss of money. Like I invest money in my art that I don't even fucking get back.
I think that's the only thing I'm willing to invest in. I'm very, you know, I don't like spending a lot of money, but like if I go to an art store, I'm gonna spend money I don't have.
Yeah, I do that all the time. Shit. Even making products, like you learn from every shirt you make, you learn from everything. Like it doesn't come out right. Like maybe a couple times you're like, fuck, I invested this much money, but then at the end of it, you're like, kind of glad I took those steps because now I know what not to do. Like, definitely. You know, so. Yeah, don't give up, y'all.
Yeah,
keep it going.
Yeah, if anybody can take anything from this, is don't give up and like don't get discouraged.
Yeah, and if you make a mistake, like just fucking learn from it and
stay true to yourself.
Yeah, don't let it discourage. Like I'm still not the fucking most perfect person when it comes to business, but that's one thing I feel like every artist needs to learn is the business side of it as well. But you're gonna like, have a huge like amount of hiccups where it's just like it's can really like fuck you up for that moment, but then you realize like, you know, sometimes shit doesn't pan out and you gotta be okay with it, you know. Definitely. But like, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of glad. Yeah.
Right. And then you framed this one, so that's
good. Well, because it was like you know what? I got this. It was it's like kind of canvas like rolls at that they have at Joann's, like the duck fucking roll, or I don't know what you call it. It's like this weird canvas thing that they have at Joann's. It's like
a little roll.
Well, like they cut it and then you roll it up, but like I felt like it was very old school, like kind of like.
Can I hold it?
Yeah. Do you see it? Yeah.
It's canvas roll.
It's just a little different because you have to put like maybe 2-3 layers
of gesso,
or like just like white paint to make it pop out. So I got one more, and that will be the last, and we can close off with that.
No worries. Thank you so much for spending your time with us.
Yeah, I know. This one I did of my mom.
Oh, dog. Ooh.
So
Okay.
when
So
I was
there's a lot to unravel here.
yeah. So I did this one about my mom. She's homeless.
Okay.
And I remember growing up, she would be living in these tent cities under the freeway. So basically, it's based off of that, but like this whole like freeway underpass, whatever. Like I looked at some pictures, but basically it's all fabricated. This isn't like a real picture that.
Yeah, you didn't take the picture.
No, I didn't take a picture of the tent or anything. Like this is just my version of like where my mom like lives. So or because I remember one time we were like super young, she took us like to her tent city. Like I ain't gonna lie, it looked like a cool little community, but people choose to live like that, and I don't like bash them for that. It was just like kind of crazy to see that being young. But this is what I painted after that experience. And her name is Renee, so that's why I like graffitied Renee.
Oh, okay.
And like the little words where it says lost, rise, and then like I signed my name right there. But the little symbolism, like my mom, she always wear boots. She always has her Walkman with her like CD player. But the rose, there's a live one and a dead one. I feel like the love that I have for my mom is there, but like I don't know, it's weird. I've had so many weird conversations about my mom, but like it's like the first time I'm like being real with it is it's very hard when you see your mom go through something like that, right? Putting her in that category of being homeless. And when people talk about homeless people, they don't really understand when you hear that and you put that category with your mom. So like I struggle with that a lot growing up, and even now too. And I feel like some people feel bad when they bring up homelessness, but I'm like, dude, it's fine. It's totally fine. Especially right now in LA and it being like a huge thing. California being like the number one state with like the most homeless people like in our country. Yeah, it's just kind of like a hard concept to put your mom in a category like that, but like that's what the rose represents. Like even though it's dying, like she somehow reappears and comes back to life, or comes back into my life in the most randomest times. But yeah.
So is your relationship with your mom displayed here?
Somewhat, a little bit.
Or is this like a way to bring out this truth, or like what was the? I get the concept, but like,
what was the whole motive,
what was
or
the
like
motive behind finally painting something like this? Because you said you haven't really been out.
Oh no, I haven't.
About it.
So my homegirl Miss Yellow, she threw this show around this time last year at Angel City Brewery, and it was about our city, or like our streets and where we come from. And the one thing I thought about was my mom, like struggle of like having an addiction, being homeless, like the people that you see in the streets. But like realistically, people don't think like that could be somebody's mom, brother, sister, dad. Like they don't see that. They just see like homeless people. But like I've met people where like they're fucking, that's their parents, or like that's a cousin that they have, and they get lost in like that world. And that happened to my mom. So I'm like, this is a perfect opportunity to like really share with people, like,
the reality of it.
Yeah, the reality of it, and dealing with like somebody like that. Like I don't have a perfect relationship with my mom, and I don't know when it will be like somewhat like level.
Is there still a relationship?
I mean, I say hi when she does come around, but I don't like take the time, I guess, to like really like talk to her, or like tell her what's going on in my life. She don't call me. I don't know where she
doesn't do it.
Yeah, and I got comfortable with that, and I know I should like work on that, but right now it's just it's complicated, Like you don't ever know how to like handle a situation like that, and I still don't. And I'm 26, so like I still have some really hurt feelings from like growing up, and I hope I can like figure it out sooner than later. But yeah, this is like the first time I ever like really painted something about like my mom.
Do you feel relieved
Doing this?
Yeah.
Putting it out there a little bit, like, because I used to be embarrassed. No, I just used to be embarrassed, like, because if
it's really strong to go out there with this.
Yeah.
Not everybody's willing to talk about, their struggles, especially family struggles.
Yeah, but it's for sure a real thing, because like, even if your mom's not homeless, or like, one of your family members aren't homeless, like somebody can have like an addiction, somebody can be like going through like some really massive shit, and they don't like know, they feel alone on it. But like, honestly, we all have like these little struggles in our life that I feel like when I did this, I'm like, this is just like something I want people to know, like, you're not alone on, because like, I know I never talk about it, but I feel like I'm at an age in my life where I need to really understand like what's going on and be coherent with like situations like this, and be a little bit more understanding.
And suppressing it doesn't help.
Yeah, it doesn't. So like, when I did this, it was a little relief. I'm like, wow, like, people, I did have people hit me up like, hey, or like even at the art show, they're like, thank you for like posting something like this. Like, I know an uncle like this, or like, I know my cousins like this, and you don't really get to see many people talk about it, because it's like, for me, how I said, I was embarrassed when I was younger, and I didn't know how to really.
I mean, even if it's definitely on a social thing, like you're socially embarrassed.
Yeah, admitting that's my mom.
Yeah,
admitting that's my mom, and then it came to a point where, like, no, fuck you, that's my mom, dude. I'll beat you up. Like, don't be talking shit about my mom. Like, but yeah, I don't know. It felt like really relieving painting this. And
do you feel like exploring it a little more, or like you feel like this was enough?
No, I do want to explore it more. Like, for sure, paint maybe more. Like, I see so much, like, because before I didn't have my car, I would take the bus everywhere. I would take the bus to do mural work. I would take the bus to get to where I needed to be to like paint or have a meeting or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I took the Gardena number 2, and there's a Home Depot right there. And for me, like, visually, I have it in my head like what I want to paint. And there's this couch with these people sitting there like drinking, and like little things like that. Like, I see a lot of like places, like alleys, where they have these couches and like furniture thrown out, people are hanging out there. Like, I would love to do a series like that. Like, this is one snippet of like, like of my mom, but like, I want to do other things that relate to this like subject. So like, painting that couch in the alley, like with all the garbage, like, I don't know. It just resonates with me seeing that, because I think of my mom, or I think of like people going through that shit, and like having family members going through addiction, and like, yeah, I don't know. I want to kind of do like a series like that. Like,
I think you should. I think it's something that's true to you, and it's like, it can be so impactful and beneficial for other people either dealing with it or having like, even just like, how does someone approach someone dealing with this? How does someone talk to someone dealing with someone who has an addiction, in their family? Like, how would I approach you? And like, let's say I wanted to ask you about it. Like, how do I approach it without
offending you,
making you feel bad, or like, no one really speaks about that. Like,
I mean,
like, how do you approach that with someone? Like, how would you like to be approached? Or would it just like, is it taboo? Like, hey, don't talk about it. I want to speak to you.
I mean, it's there. Like, I can't erase my past. Like, I'm not gonna be like, this never happened to me, but like, no, I mean, it's a part of me. That's who makes me who I am today, even though I wasn't like very proud of it at the time. But I kind of understand now, like, getting to an older age, like, no, this is what shaped me. This is what made me who I am. And I can't be like so down about it. Just more like a little bit more open, because like I said, like, people go through this shit. They have fucking people that are in the same boat as I am. And
do you feel like you've worked out, like, being open about it? Do you feel like you worked more through it, like being open about it, or do you feel like you've worked through it and now you can be a little more open about it? Like, are you? I don't know if you get me.
like,
I don't know how to explain it. Like, just being able to create this and speak more about it, like publicly or with your friends. Like, are you working through like certain things that
I never did before?
Yeah. Like, I'm sure, like you said, you were embarrassed about it young. You probably suppressed a lot of Like,
No, yeah.
creating this painting, like, did you go through emotions that you didn't deal with at the time?
I
Or
mean,
in the past, I mean?
kind of like adding like little things about my mom and stuff. Like sometimes I do wish like for a different relationship with her, but like painting this, like I kind of understand like, you know, being more open about it and like relating to other people about it because I'm not the only one going through it.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm still working on my relationship with my mom. It's always been a roller coaster with her, and I don't know if it's gonna be like that for a while, you know. But it doesn't define who I am.
No.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I feel like people just assume like they feel sorry for me or whatever, but I'm like, that really doesn't define who I am, because if it did, I would have let this destroy me. I would have been like my mom. I would have done all these other things. And usually when I tell people about my story, like I would never have got that from you, like just being with you. I'm like, cause yeah, I don't let it define me. Like, yeah, I have like some down moments about it, but at the end, like it's my story. Like I can't hide who I am. I can't hide my family. Like we don't choose our family, you know, like, yeah, I don't know. We don't choose our family. I accept my family. It took me a while to really understand that. But like when you get to a certain age, you kind of like start understanding your emotions and like why you feel certain ways about certain things in your life. Yeah.
You can sit with them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I remember that's one of my issues. Like I don't sit with my emotions. I'd rather get mad because I know how to be mad.
Yeah.
I feel comfortable. Like I can be mad, happy, sad, whatever. But when you start getting mixed emotions and stuff like that, I won't deal with them. And it's not good. It's not good. Like,
suppressing it, yeah, no.
Yeah, you realize like, hey, like you know, you avoid a lot of shit now because you didn't sit with those emotions at the time, and now you don't know how to be around those emotions. So you just rather get mad at everything. You're being very closed-minded.
You're like emotionally constipated.
Yeah, no, for real.
Yeah.
I
that shit even hurts more. Like think about being constipated. Shit hurts, and it's just like you're emotionally constipated because
you force yourself to be numb.
Yeah, I just don't. I used to be like that, and I'm slowly learning through like my art and everything. Like it's okay to like let these feelings out and be vulnerable. Yeah. And I think this is a time when I'm like vulnerable through my paintings. Oh, yeah. And definitely. Like when I talk to my sisters about, even like when I post stuff and like I really like get emotionally like out there about shit. They're like, why are you so like straightforward about like, you know, how you write and like talk about yourself and whatever, like just being out there. I'm like, because I know I'm not the only person feeling this way. You know what I mean? It's not like something.
Did you wish you could have met someone like you that was open about what you're trying to be open about? Like, do you think that would have helped you kind of accept?
I never thought of that. Like, maybe, yeah, you know, like, it's kind of like, you don't really meet people where it's like, yeah, my mom's homeless. Like, I don't ever meet anybody. I've never met a soul yet that, like, has the same.
You're the first person I've met.
Yeah, like, it's.
Or at least willing to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because nobody's really talked to me about it or came forward, like, you know, hey, I feel the same way because my mom's like this, or, like, my dad. Like,
I think what you did here and the series you're thinking of, I think that could do so much both for you as a person, as an artist, and for other people. Like, you know, other people, like you said, other people are going through it. I admire what you're doing. Really
Thank you. And this is like a year ago I did this. It's crazy. Really? Yeah.
Wow, you've had a crazy year.
Yeah. 2019, baby.
Yeah, like you've grown a lot this year. Yeah, hell yeah. That's what's up. Like that's, and all through art. Like all through art. That's what's really amazing about it.
It's being like determined, like to be okay of feeling broken for a little bit, to be broke a little bit. Like I don't have all the shit that I want right now in life, but I'm pretty fucking content where I'm at. And just like being able to push through, knowing like, hey, it's gonna be okay, man. Like things work out for a reason. You're fine. Like I had to work through the whole anxiety, the whole sadness, and
you have a strong will.
Took a while.
hey, you're there now, and like don't stop. Definitely don't stop. Yeah. You have any more artwork?
That's it. You're like, damn, is there more?
No, yeah. I don't know how much you brought.
I only brought
these
3.
are really cool. Like These are really dope. Yeah, if that's everything, we'll end
that's
it here.
it.
Well, thank you so much, Miranda.
So we've been here like 2.5 hours, so like
2.5 hours. Hell yeah. No, thank you so much for spending your time here and sharing your artwork and having a great discussions. I really learned a lot, and you really changed my perspective on a lot of things. And I think that's what I get a lot from these conversations. Like they help me grow and understand people. So thank you.
It's all different. Like I think it's a cool concept that you have here with your podcast because, I think we miss that as artists of like connecting with each other and like you don't really know that artist. Like we may know each other like on Instagram, or whatever. But when you sit down with that person and talking, like, damn, I didn't know this much about this person. Like, and we learned out like from each other for like 2 hours, like about each other. Yeah. And fucking. That's really dope because a lot, like, it takes a lot to like sit down and talk to somebody for 2 hours that you don't know. Like you only connect through art.
This is the first time we met.
Yeah,
like 2 hours and a half, and I know so much about you. I know about your artwork, and I definitely you're always welcome back, and we can do another session. Or we can do some more drawing. You're always welcome here, and even if it's not a podcast, I got plenty of space. If you need this place to paint.
Yeah, do art sesh.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to get more people in here, but it's tiny. And I have all kinds of shit. So
it's all good.
Yeah.
It's a good space.
Thank you so much. And cool. We'll end it here.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye. Awesome.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Dang.
2 almost an hour.
Yeah. Good shit.
It's all in your head. It's all in